Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the most newsworthy week in Dragon Ball in about 3 years, and we're going to talk all about it today. Welcome to the Super Magic Show. My name is Danny, representing Geekdom 101. I'm the executive producer, aka I'm basically Geekdom 101. Even though that is the name of the channel, you don't have to call me that. Just call me Danny. Welcome. Got a special guest about to bring him up here in just a moment. Yes, it has been almost 1 full week since the Genki Damatsuri event, and all anybody's been talking about is the 2 big announcements. Well, 3. Age 1000, the newest Dragon Ball game. Big mystery behind that one. I know some things, but I swore to secrecy I would not reveal it. But keep an eye out just in case. And then we've got Dragon Ball Super Remake and Dragon Ball Super the Galactic Patrol, which is going to be the Moro arc. And that's going to be the topic of today's stream. We already have super chats going. We've already got everything open. We're going to be multi-streaming on both YouTube and X. So if you're joining us on X, I want to invite you over to my YouTube channel. Open up your YouTube app and look for Geekdom 101. And if you're on X, join me on YouTube as well. Hit the subscribe button, enable all notifications, because there will be a ton of news coming in the next few weeks and months about Dragon Ball Super, the anime, the 2 new anime projects, and the manga. And the only way to make sure you're kept up to speed with the best and most accurate news, no bullshit, ice cold, no mistakes. Well, I've made mistakes before, but it's not that often, right? Don't let the slime balls tell you otherwise. Join me on Geekdom 101 because we're gonna have a bunch of new updates coming in the next few weeks. Make sure you have all notifications enabled, because anything can happen at any point, and I will drop the video with the accurate news. So let me go ahead and bring up my guest. I already have super chats rolling in. We're going to get to those in just a minute. Please welcome back. He was here on an earlier SMS, but old school fans during the era of Dragon Ball Super's anime and the Moro arc, he was with me. We were doing previews every single month for the next chapter during Super, but now we're going to preview the anime. Mr. Senpai.
What's up, brother? Yeah, you always get me hyped when you do the intros, man. Honestly, if you ever retire, you gotta work for WWE or something, man. Your intros always get me hyped.
I would not hate that job. Well, I probably would hate it now that I think about it. But you know what though? It's funny because your life. I want you to tell the people where you've been, because I have gotten a lot of people asking on X and on YouTube, where's Opie? Where's Mr. Senpai? Where's he at? Is he okay? And I'm like, yeah, he's fine. Like, but people, you know, here's a real genius right here. Is this pre-recorded? Brother, I just said we're live January 30th. It's 5:06 p.m. Eastern, brother. We are live as it can get. So where have you, okay, tell the people how you went from anime live reactions to Asian women secret non-live.
Oh my god!
Anime women or Asian live erections. There we go. Anime live reaction, Asian live erections. That's between you and I, though.
I got a girlfriend, so I'm not gonna go into the past. But what I can say,
how many?
One. What I can say is I've been traveling, so I kind of I've been nomadic. So I've been traveling the world, especially Asia. Japan is one of my favorite countries in the world. You mentioned the last stream, right? You've been to Tokyo, and that's one of your favorite all-time countries.
That's my favorite city I've ever been to.
That's your favorite.
I can't wait to go back.
I recommend it. Thailand is awesome. Vietnam, one of my favorites. Probably like my second or third.
Philippines is the one. That's also pretty cool. Really, yeah.
Yeah, well, I have to spend extra time there for reasons, but yeah, man, I'm here. I'm excited to talk about what's going on with Dragon Ball. I'm actually shocked that we already have some drama behind the scenes, or at least that's what the fans think. But when Dragon Ball, the Galactic Patrol saga was announced, or the arc, where's Toyotaro, bro? What happened to my man that did him dirty?
Yeah, for
We gotta
those
talk about that.
to clarify, for those who don't know what he's talking about, when they announced the Galactic Patrol saga as the new story arc starting, well, they didn't say it was going to be next year. I'm telling you, it'll be 2027. They did not put Toyotaro's name in the credits of the announcement. They just put Toriyama's name. And we know for a fact that that arc was 80% written by Toyotaro. Toriyama came up with the Moro character and was supervising Toyotaro and helping him out, but that is Toyotaro's story, and he has not been credited. And there's been a lot of people who have been pissed off. I saw a couple theories on X the other day about how they believe that Akio is responsible for this. I don't think that's the case. I did a video about 3 years ago. I want everybody to check it out. And the video's called The Truth About the Dragon Ball Super Manga. And in that video, I literally tell you that month by month, it's Toyotaro writing the story, and that they're always going to put Toriyama's name because Toriyama's name in Japan is legendary. The people in Japan respect it. I mean, look how people reacted when he passed away. They're always going to slap Toriyama's name on everything they can. And boy, the Oracle was right again, because they slap his name on this arc, even though it's mostly Toyotaro. They could have at least done Toriyama and Toyotaro.
Toyotaro.
Right?
You know what's interesting? Toyotaro has been quiet on X.
Radio
he did post recently, but he posted nothing about the upcoming saga, about the anime announcements, about the remake or enhanced version of Super. He has been quiet. So the question is, what's happening behind the scenes? Now, I have to assume that this was discussed with him ahead of time. This wasn't something that surprised him. He was probably told ahead of time that because Akira Toriyama's name has more weight, we're not going to include you as in giving you credits publicly, right? Even though everybody knows that it's mostly his
name will probably
his
be on
story.
the credits of the anime. Like, his name will be there when the anime starts, but they should have at least given him partial credit, right?
They should have. Here's the thing: Akira Toriyama is gone. He's no longer here. There's a new generation of kids, of people who are being introduced to Dragon Ball. And a lot of times when Dragon Ball kind of comes back again, that's their moment to kind of bring those new fans over. This is the time where they could have had Toyotaro as the new guy, right? Because people connect with people. You can't. So this could have been the time where his name could have been kind of propelled to the top next to Akira Toriyama, because he's supposed to be the new guy. So that leads me to wonder, is Toyotaro kind of being removed from his post as the guy, and then the upcoming Dragon Ball Super manga is going to be co-written by a bunch of writers?
I don't think so, but now that you said that, someone's going to take that and make it into an article on comicbook.com. So thanks, bro. I'm sure this week, Toyotaro possibly fired, even though we don't. I don't think that's what's going on, but I will say it's weird. And I've said this for the past 2 years. I understand when Toriyama passed away, they took a break. I get it. That makes perfect sense. It's now been almost 2 full years, and there hasn't been a new manga chapter. And they're going to need to get going with the manga, because let me tell you something. Life moves quickly, and we're going to be in 2027 in no time. And the Galactic Patrol arc is going to begin. The Granola arc will be in 2028. And we're going to need to have at least one arc finished in the manga for what comes after, whether it be Black Frieza or something else. So I don't know. I don't know if that's really happening, bro. I know that Toyotaro is doing is still a Shueisha guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
And there's something. So I have to be careful how I say this. There's a possibility that Toyotaro is involved with Age 1000. I can't prove that yet, and I can't go deeper into it than that. I'll tell you off air if you want, but there's things I saw that look like something that Toyotaro did, and I don't know. I don't think he's fully gone yet, bro. And again, if I didn't see that, I wouldn't even be saying that, because genuinely, like, I don't think he's gonna get fired, but it is weird that he's been so quiet.
It's super rare in Japan. The way that it works in Japan, like in the US, you get a job, You leave after 4 or 5 years, you go to another job, and your work experience kind of gives you like a higher job title. But in Japan, it's different. In Japan, you stay with the same company for like the rest of your life.
For your
Because
whole life.
if you leave your company, you're gonna have to start at the bottom at the next company. So I highly doubt there's a lot of loyalty happening in Japan when it comes to work. So he's definitely not fired. But I just think that it's a missed opportunity to kind of bring him as the man and have his name next to Akira Toriyama's, which means he's gonna feed by his name. Anyways,
let me ask you a question, because one of the things that you and I have talked about privately and publicly is the anime industry. Remember, you and I had that video a few years ago about how technology is going to change how anime is made. I have done a video on this and a stream, but I want to get your thoughts, since you haven't been doing your own content. You've been swimming in the far eastern waters. Let's just say you're going in the murky waters. So what I wanted to ask you is, how do you feel about Dragon Ball and One Piece possibly switching over to a seasonal format?
It's about time. We've been asking for this for a long time, not because we're not fans of Dragon Ball, not because we want to see less Dragon Ball, but because we want to see better quality Dragon Ball. And with the One Piece, that going seasonal now, they understand, like, for us to maintain this quality, we have to kind of slow down a bit. See, the problem with Dragon Ball Super was not the reason the animation sucked at first, episode 3, was time. It had nothing to say with One Punch Man.
Episode 5.
Yeah, episode 5.
Yeah.
One Punch Man, season 3 and season 2. One Punch Man.
That one's real bad.
They actually have some talented animators. The problem is they just don't have the time. The production schedule is a nightmare. So Dragon Ball cannot be weekly for 3-4 years. It has to, at some point, go seasonal. In terms of AI, a lot of people don't know this, but back when AI was still fairly new, Toei Animation was one of the first anime studios to actually implement artificial intelligence. In fact, they released a promotional video that was where the backgrounds were partially done by AI, and some of the process, like the animation is still mostly like 2D animation, but there was a lot of AI being done because they were investing in some startups and some companies. Now, I don't know what the status is currently right now, but I do know that the anime industry is going to change, because the movie industry is going to change with artificial intelligence. It's just a matter of time.
It's growing, it's getting smarter, and unfortunately, some people are going to lose their jobs. I'm not happy about that, because I feel like the artistry of animation, both Eastern and Western, is the touch of a human hand, but they're going to cut costs as much as they can, even though Toei is a $6 billion company. God bless this brother, bro. I haven't told you this yet. There was a guy on Twitter, on X, the other day. God bless him, bro. He hit me up and he goes, Geekdom, you should start a GoFundMe so you can buy Toei Animation. And I go, a GoFundMe. I go, first of all, Toei's not for sale. I like how people throw shit around like, well, Elon Musk should buy WWE. It's not for sale. Like, you realize you can't buy something unless it's for sale, right? Like, if somebody comes to my house and says, hey, here's, 10 grand, I'm going to buy your car. But I like my car. I'm not selling it. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, Toei's a $6 billion company. If every one of my subscribers gave me $1 million, I still wouldn't have enough to even buy a portion of Toei. And bless that guy, bro. Like, he's so innocent, not knowing that that's impossible. Look, I am not a fan of modern Toei animation, but we're stuck with them. At the very least, though, going seasonal, I think it's better for the fans. I think it's better for the creators. I would like it if the manga stayed monthly and didn't take any more breaks, but because I would like a week. People always ask, should the Dragon Ball Super manga be weekly? And it's like, that'd be nice, but that's just not what Toyotaro does. I feel like that would be great, but at the same time, like, if it's monthly, I'm actually okay with that. Because when Dragon Ball Super's manga was running, I was perfectly fine covering it monthly. I mean, I got a couple weeks off and then a couple weeks of work, and and we would grind, With the anime, it's going to be I'm going to have to go back to uploading 8 videos a week, which, trust me, I don't mind that at all. When the TOP was on the air, I was uploading 8 to 10 videos a week, bro.
Well, let me tell you this.
I'm already tired thinking about it.
Can Dragon Ball Super in the future be done by another studio? Now that's a question some people are asking me. Where like, can you fire Toei and just hire a different studio?
Doesn't work that way. Toei's had the
It doesn't
license
work
in
that way.
1986, bro. They ain't going nowhere. Again, it's
It
like
will be,
you can't take the license away unless they're willing to give it up. And why
yeah.
would they give it up? They make so much money from One Piece, from Sailor, or not, yeah, from Sailor Moon, from Pretty Cure, from Dragon Ball. They're not giving any of that up, bro.
Nah, no way. It would be a huge legal battle. And they also had the capacity to maintain the anime compared to other studios that are just overwhelmed right now. It looks like we got a super chat.
No, well, I'm gonna get to those in a minute, but I just wanted to highlight this comment. He's right. If they said created by Akira Toriyama, story by Toriyama and Totoro for the Moro arc, I agree. That would be, he's right. That would be easy, right?
Yes, but you know this very well that the men wearing suits at Shueisha, sorry to say, a lot of them are cowards.
The dinosaurs.
They're dinosaurs, man. They hate change. They like the status quo. And they're afraid. That's what Akio Iyoku, as much as people don't like him, people can complain. The reason we got Dragon Ball is because Akio Iyoku. The reason we got the anime coming up. He is the reason.
The reason we got Dragon Ball Super Broly. The reason we got
Super Broly
as the main character of Superhero. It's Akio Iyoku.
Akio Iyoku, and that's why he started a new company, because by having a company, he now can have more of a legal standing in terms of like the IP.
And no, go ahead. I was after you.
No, I'm done.
So no, I was going to say he also was the one that took Sandland to Toho and had them make the Sandland movie and the Sandland animation. You know, for those who don't know, it was actually Akira Toriyama's idea. I covered this last year on multiple videos. It was his idea for Akio Iyoku to start Capsule Corp Tokyo. And so that means that Toriyama believed in him. So if Toriyama believes in him, he's one of the only guys that talk to Toriyama consistently. Like one of the only people. People don't seem to understand that Akira Toriyama in his last like decades of being alive he never went to the Toei studios. He was at home doing 90% of his work via email. All his Dragon Quest stuff, Blue Dragon, all the stuff for Super, the scripts, that was all done at home. He worked from home. He did not leave the house, bro. And it's the only people that would consistently see him is Akio and then later Toyotaro. And that was also via email. So,
in fact, a lot of the top tier animators, they never actually spoken to him in person. They may have seen him once. They don't have a relationship with him. He's the hardest guy to get. You probably have a better chance getting a meeting with Trump than you do with Akira Toriyama when he was alive. I'm telling you, this guy did not want to see anyone.
You might have a better chance interviewing the president of North Korea than you would freaking Toriyama. Like Facts. It's that bad. So let's get to some of these super chats, and then we're going to get into the Galactic Patrol stuff. So first of all, Saya Correa, welcome to the membership, and Hayden Beer or Buyer 3065. I'm going to be restructuring the tiers for the memberships this year and next year. So we're going to offer a bunch of new perks for people. Just stay tuned for that. Yeah, I'm still working that out. So, all right, first question from 227060. Do you think Broly and Superhero will be readapted into anime format? What do you think?
Absolutely not. Broly and Superhero, first of all, the animation style is totally different. Like, right, Superhero with the 3D, Broly. That even in the manga, you saw this is a story for another time when they talked about the Broly. They didn't rewrite the manga for the Broly for a reason. We're not going to see that in the anime. They're going to go straight into the Galactic Patrol saga and then go from there. The movie stands on its own.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think I don't want them to touch Broly. Now, a lot of people have brought up the fact that Toriyama delivered what Nagamine said, a script that's 3 hours worth of content for Broly. But I don't think they should really mess with it because it's pretty perfect the way it is now. Yes, you could add in the new stuff, but as you said, the animation in that movie is so sweet. Like, You don't want to mess with it. Now, superhero, though, that is different because one of the things about this Dragon Ball Super remake or Dragon Ball Super Kai is that they stated, well, they didn't state this. We know, I broke this a few days ago, that they are going to be borrowing elements from the manga. So starting with the Goku Black arc, actually, the Universe 6-7 tournament might do it first, but we're going to see a lot more elements from the manga be put into the anime. And because of that, I could see us getting the Goten and Trunks prequel stuff and then an anime version of superhero. I could see that because, like you said, superheroes like half CGI, like it's that weird 2D 3D hybrid. So it'd be a chance to do it more old school. But I can't answer this yet because it's too soon. Like they're still like it's a good question, but I don't know for sure yet. I would leave it the way it is, bro, because honestly, the extra stuff is not that great. I didn't like the extra stuff in superhero.
Yeah, nah, keep it the way it is.
That's what I think. All right, apologies for spamming questions. Time zones mean streams are usually late for me, so I try to get them in early, then listen to full shows the next day. Well, I appreciate that, man, and you're in the UK. You only have 2 questions. Oh, wait, there's another one. Thoughts on Chojin Sentai Jetomon? Okay, I like this question. This is the Japanese live-action, like, Power Rangers Sentai show. Chojin Sentai Jetman. Have you ever seen it?
I've seen clips, but I haven't seen an episode.
It's really, really good. It came out in 1991. It was my second favorite Sentai of all time. Now I have to watch it again because I haven't seen it in years, but for a long time, it was my number 2 behind Die Ranger. But I recently finished up Mirai Sentai Time Ranger, and that finale had me shook, bro. What a final 4 episodes that was, dog. That's Toei. That's the Toei that I like. 80s and 90s Toei, bro. Fucking bangers, bro. Now Toei's a bunch of old fucking. Odds on getting a better ending for the Black Arc. I talked about this, I think, recently. I'm going to do a whole stream about the Black Arc at some point, but what do you think? I would love if they changed the ending.
Honestly, this is probably happening. Like this whole Dragon Ball Super like enhanced version, just they only announced Beerus, but believe me, they're working on more. It seems to me like this is going to be something that's going to cover the entire span up to the Tournament of Power. So yeah, this is probably going to happen, just not like anytime soon.
I was talking to Chronicles yesterday about this because we were basically trying to figure out if they were to cut down the Tournament of Power, how many episodes could it actually be? And he was thinking 20 to 25. I was thinking more like 30 to 40 because the Tournament of Power is long. And but there's also episodes where they waste time. However, they would have to cut around a lot of stuff and do more eliminations. And the thing that sucks about this is the Tournament of Power is actually like the best Super looked and sounded. Like you look at the Super anime, that was the most polished arc. And for them to now do it over again, I mean, I guess if you're going to chop it up, you have to take out a lot of the pre-tournament stuff. Maybe they'll leave in the Frieza stuff. And we're going to miss like Goku and Gohan sparring and all that cool shit that was in the original Super. But I do think I'm thinking over 30 episodes. What do you think? Do you think they could do the whole TOP in 20 episodes?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you have a lot of side characters. You have a lot of side characters from the other universes. They got some additional screen time that at times it kind of felt like filler to me when I was watching like week to week. So those are things that I'm not gonna miss. What I want them to keep though is the whole thing with Gohan and that character where he left a picture of his family behind. Oh, that was a huge emotional impact for Gohan. So I would like them to keep that or even expand upon that, how Gohan really felt afterwards, how it impacted him. But a lot of the other characters, even River Rain, like I don't give a, I don't care. Like, move on.
Yeah, I don't care that much about her either. She'll probably get one episode, that devoted to her, and maybe she'll get her own show someday. Thank you, Gohan of Crunch. All right, next one from T Doyle. Bit off topic. Are you a fan of Space Sheriff, Gavan, Sharivan, and other Metal Hero shows? I've been watching all those on Blu-ray lately. I love your videos. I'm hyped for more Dragon Ball. You need to be joining me on Twitch, dude. These questions would be answered if you joined me on Twitch. I have streamed episodes of Space Sheriff Scheider and Gavan on Twitch. I streamed Kaku Ranger, Ol Ranger, Time Ranger, Go-Go 5, and now I'm starting Solo Leveling, which is an anime. I saw the first 2 episodes, and so it's kind of, you've seen that show.
Oh my god, Solo Leveling is gonna be the next anime to get, it's kind of like you saw Demon Slayer, right? They're doing 3 movies. They're making
heard a ton of, but I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, so their plans to do 3 movies. Solo Leveling is eventually gonna do a movie. It's gonna be the next big thing. And I'm not saying that it's gonna be bigger than Dragon Ball, but there's a whole new generation of people who don't know Dragon Ball, and they're learning about Solo Leveling. I'm just saying, man, Solo Leveling is up there. It's totally a must watch.
Demon Slayer is like the top shit right now. Like that's like the
Demon
top
Slayer.
anime. Yeah.
Demon Slayer is the reason. Actually, that's the reason why a lot of these studios are now kind of changing the way they do things. A lot of studios are now willing to make partnerships with Netflix directly because they get more money that way. But also, Netflix wants to release movies. Netflix wants, right, on their streaming platform. So the whole concept of making a movie is gonna, in fact, Dragon Ball, I predict that at some point in the future, we're gonna get an arc where the arc doesn't finish in the anime, but it's gonna finish in the movie.
That's the smartest thing that they could do. I've wanted them to do that for years.
The smartest thing that they can do, because it gives them time to finish those last few episodes, condense it into a movie, and make money. In fact, Demon Slayer is gonna be re-released in Japan on Screen X. If you guys don't know what Screen X is, it's basically when you extend the frame, or like the framing of the picture.
It's
right,
from super like wide, where it's like it's almost like IMAX, but it's like around you.
Exactly. They made so much money that they can reinvest in the Screen X. Now, Dragon Ball, that's a missed opportunity if they don't release a movie from that follows like the manga. By the way, bro, you're frozen, bro.
Am I still frozen?
Oh no, you're good now.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes it does that. I know why too, because I hit a button, but
that's all good.
Yeah, I do think I'm not an expert in this field, but I know that Demon Slayer, My Hero, and Jujutsu Kaisen have kind of changed the way anime is produced, and that's probably why this new Super is Dragon Ball Super Beerus, Dragon Ball Super Return of Frieza, Dragon Ball Super. It's like it's like a mini series that, but it's part of a greater series, and I think that's smart because, and I said this the other day, because somebody asked me, is the Moro arc going to be Super Episode 152? And the answer is no, because with the new Dragon Ball Super remake, the episode numbers are going to be like totally separate for every arc. So it'll be Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol Episode 1, 2, until we get to the end. So it's going to be like Daima, where it's like its own little, even though it's all one big story, it's its own little sort of season with its own name. I think that's a cool idea, if you ask me. What do you think about that?
Also, yeah, I should do like that idea as well. Don't be surprised if Dragon Ball does the same thing as Jujutsu Kaisen, where the Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol, the first 4 episodes get released as a movie with like intense animation, etc. That's a great way to get people to double down. You're double dipping in how much money you're making, because you're going to re-release that movie as the first few episodes anyways. People are hyped. That is what Jujutsu Kaisen did. That is what all these other shows like Chainsaw Man is doing, this, kind of doing the same thing. That's how you double dip on money. So I can see that happening.
You know what they should do is not just the first few episodes, the last few episodes too. We have evidence of this, because if you remember, and I know you remember this, when Super was first coming out in Mexico, it was an illegal broadcast of the last 2 episodes of Super, and they filled an entire bullfighting arena, a stadium. So I think if they were to plan this out right, I'm not saying it has to be the Moro arc, but there could be a story arc in Dragon Ball that has episodes, and then the last 3 episodes would be one big movie you have to go see. That would be the smartest thing.
Biggest event that I've seen in my lifetime for Dragon Ball. Like a lot of people underestimate the fandom in Latin America and Mexico. It's huge.
It's bigger than here by a lot.
I was in these countries, they have different laws, bro. I was in Vietnam a couple weeks ago. They were streaming the soccer game, Vietnam versus another country. They were streaming publicly. There were thousands of people outside for free. I was there.
But
the laws were different.
Football's the biggest sport in the world, so that makes perfect sense to me. And
Well,
that's football, not soccer. Football. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that could happen where they'll stream like it. Yeah, there's a lot of like and we know that Japan is now understanding that in the international money that they make from movies is actually much higher than the domestic profits, much higher.
Yeah, yes. Somebody in the chat was complimenting my shirt. So this hat, you can get this design on a shirt or on a hat, and this Gohan shirt, then now forever. You can get both of these on the Geekdom 101 store. There's a link. It should be right up here. You should see a QR code. Grab your phone, stick it onto the screen, boop, boop, and head to my store. You can get this, and tons of other designs. I'm a walking billboard on this stream, bro. Tons of other merch on the Geekdom 101 store. So make sure you get that. Next question. Phil Swift, should we expect changes like Future Trunks getting benched like he does in the manga version of Super, i.e. no Super Saiyan Rage, no Sword of Hope? That I feel like a kick in the gut for F Trunks fan. I don't know if they're going to remove that, but they are going to make changes to the Trunks arc. That's the one that has the most changes as far as I know of right now. I don't know about the ending because that's still, the production for the Trunks arc is still not fully activated yet. It's planned, but it hasn't started yet. So I don't have an answer for you yet, but that is a possibility. So you said, should we expect it? I don't know if you should expect it, but there is a possibility they're going to change that. So anything you want to add?
Well, if it happened in the manga, they did say that they want this enhanced version to more closely follow the manga. So if this scene is in the manga, we're probably going to see it in the enhanced version.
That ending, like, I actually like the Sword of Hope and Super Saiyan Rage. I don't like Moro wiping out the universes. I never have, or wiping out that universe. I've never liked that as an ending. I actually have a video that I need to make about that because I actually started making the video. I never finished it because that is the worst ending of any Dragon Ball arc, in my opinion. And the arc is good. The actual arc itself is fun. I hope that this redo it's similar, but more with better animation, better fights.
Yeah.
SC Henry, bro, DB games are going to make bank. Also, you are awesome. Thank you so much. And yes, Dragon Ball games do make a lot of money. Aurora Boro Snake, do you archive your Twitch streams at higher memberships? I've tried that. I have every single stream I've done for revisiting Dragon Ball in HD. I have it stored on a hard drive. I cannot find a place on the internet to upload it to because it immediately gets copyright claimed. I've tried Daily Motion, gets copyright claimed. It ain't going to work on YouTube either. It gets blocked. It doesn't give me a strike, but it gets blocked, even as a member. I have tried archive.org. I have tried archive.org. It takes 1 day, 24 hours to upload one stream. I don't have that kind of time. If anybody knows a website that's like YouTube that'll let me upload the full streams with no copyright problems, I'd love to do it. But for right now, they're going to be on my hard drive until I figure something out that's better. That's just it. Kosuke James, Geekdom, I love your channel. Nozawa's really Goku himself. I mean, she is. The way she still carries herself with high energy and health. I was mind blown when she voiced that SS3 to 4 scream in Daima. She's 89. Right.
Let me tell you something about Nozawa, because I almost got canceled years ago when I did a video saying,
have you really?
I almost got canceled.
I can tell you how many times they've come after me too,
yeah.
So, for different reasons.
I said, with all due respect, we need more Dragon Ball now because Nozawa is not getting younger, right? And that's what I said. A lot of people cancel me. How dare you say that? But that's just facts.
It's true. It's true.
She's not getting younger.
I worry that something might happen to her before we even get to like the the Granola arc, which is in 2 years.
It's very possible. We had a couple of voice actors actually from the Japanese side of the Dragon Ball pass away recently. I mean,
yes,
it's that time.
Bro, look at this. He's doing Hola mi gente, but he misspelled. Allow me hentai.
Oh
Allow
my
me
God.
hentai, bro.
Allah.
He remembers your catchphrase.
Let's go, mi gente.
Good old days, bro. Tori goes Snee. When that title card hit, I said, well, I'll be damned. Good for you, Akio Iyoku. You actually convinced him to do it. Kathleen Kennedy is out. Dragon Ball's back. Let's go.
Yes.
He's right. Let's hope that Star Wars also improves now with new leadership, bro. Because, brother, look, my favorite thing as a kid was Star Wars, and it went in the damn gutter under Disney. I hope that we get improvement. I really do.
They're focusing a lot on Disney streaming. It's just Disney Plus for Star Wars releases, but I hope they go back into making movies. That's really what started Star Wars.
Yeah, well, good movies, not the garbage ones they put out before. Now, I do want to say something about Kyo, and I know that it sounds like I'm going to toot my own horn, but I was the one that said, because I saw Kyo getting attacked a couple of years ago. I was the one that said that the best thing that could happen for Dragon Ball is that Capsule Corporation gets the anime and game rights, and because he's actually trying. He's actually trying to get stuff out. He wanted Super to come back in 2019. That's where the whole 2019 thing came from. There were people who directly told me it's happening. And then next thing you know, bam, Shueisha says, nope. That's what happened in 2019. I covered it in maybe 5 videos. For some reason, my haters tend to like ignore all the videos that explain that and just focus on the one that was wrong. Oh, fuck the real story. Let's focus on this one instead. And that's fine, bro. You know, do you? I know the truth. But I said, when Akio takes over, if he's allowed to take over, we're going to get new things. Lo and behold, look at that. What a coinky dink. Genki Damatsuri comes out, and we have the Moro arc. You still want to cancel Akio now, bro? You still want Akio to go away? Here's the thing. Are there better people for that job than Akio? Maybe. But no one stepped up but him. So let him fucking do his thing.
He's an actual fan. He's an actual fan of this. He's not just about making money. He wants to see Dragon Ball continue, like in the anime form. A lot of people don't understand that Akio Iyoku, he's one of the only people who has that leverage to convince Shueisha. Because Shueisha, what they wanted to do a couple years ago, or many years ago actually, is they wanted to refocus on other IPs. They understand that Dragon Ball makes money, but they felt like they were putting too many eggs in one basket, so they wanted to focus on other IPs. But I think that's a miscalculation. That was the reasoning, but it still makes no sense to me. Because Dragon Ball, the momentum has gone down, and that's a big problem.
You're right. It's technically not new stuff, but here's the thing, bro. The order for you to get new stuff is for Shueisha to continue the manga. And unfortunately, Akio has no control over the manga. Akio, that's why I told everybody that this Genki Damatsuri event is the Capsule Corp Tokyo event, and all the announcements are going to be anime and games or a movie. We didn't get the movie, but we got everything else. Akio has no control over the manga. I wish he did, but he doesn't. So if you want the next story arc of Super, talk to Shueisha. So
this could be part of the reason why Akio why we're having an enhanced version. This could have been a negotiation where, in order for him to prove that Dragon Ball still
don't ruin my upcoming video. No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're actually not far off. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, part of the negotiation behind the scenes is convincing Shueisha that Dragon Ball, we need to bring this back now. We need the manga. So what he's doing is to buy more time. They're doing something that's easier, that's cheap, but has a high return on investment, and that's cutting it down, enhancing the animation, and that's going to bring the momentum back up to when we get the Galactic Patrol. That's where the Galactic Patrol is probably not going to come out till the end of 2027 is my prediction. Not the beginning, but towards the end. Because he's using this as momentum.
Yeah, and plus it kind of earlier you said something that I think we should talk about is you mentioned that that like with Demon Slayer, and the thing about these shows like Demon Slayer and like even My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen is they have really nice animation. And when you look at Dragon Ball Super, if people, I'm telling you, go back and watch Super from beginning, the first 2 arcs. It's not very good. It looks really bad, especially compared to like Daima and the more recent Dragon Ball projects. So I look, everyone's like, well, they should have remade the old Dragon Ball before Super. And I totally see the reason. I agree with that to a degree, but I think, like you said, it's building momentum. The filler's going to get cut. Well, most of it, not all of it. And I think that I understand why he's making the move, even if I don't agree with it. But there's reasons. Okay, so I don't know if that
those reasons that makes sense, because I actually don't care about an enhanced version, but I understand why they're doing it, and ultimately it's a net positive for the fans, right? If you guys want the Moro saga to happen this year, it's not gonna happen. They need momentum, they need time, they need ways to justify.
It just started pre-production, like I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago or a month ago. It definitely has not, like right now I'm going to do an entire video on this. I'm going to do an entire video on the behind the scenes, but I wanted to show something to somebody real quick. So hold on, because somebody said something real nice about me, and I wanted to give me 1 second. I wanted to highlight it because I wanted to say something. Okay, he's saying, don't doubt my boy Geekdom. He called the Daima shit before it was out, and he's been trying to tell us. Okay. I told you a month before it was public, right, about Dragon Ball Magic. And then it turns out it was called Dragon Ball Magic. It was called Dragon Ball Daima, not Dragon Ball Magic. So but apparently, because I said it was called Magic, and it was called Magic. But I've seen some people out there who love to hate me say that, oh, I thought it was supposed to be called Dragon Ball Magic. Well, why is it that the Toei handbook, first of all, why do I have a copy of the Toei handbook? How did I get a copy of the Toei handbook? Oh my.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. And it says guidelines for Magic, November 16, 2022. Look at, wait a minute, but Geekdom, you lied to us. You told us it was going to be called Magic. Oops. See, here's the problem is people don't understand there's something in life called change. And right before Daima came out, Toriyama himself chose to change it to Daima out of Magic. It's just how it is, bro.
The Dragon Ball Super enhanced internally, it has been dubbed the Dragon Ball Super Kai.
Kai, yes.
It's code words, you know, like it's things change. Geekdom 101, I'm gonna say this right now because I've kept my mouth shut. Right, I never said anything about the remake. I didn't say things about Daima. I known way before it was announced because Geekdom showed me. He told me about the remake last year. He's known.
I still couldn't believe it. I thought it was bullshit. Like it just sounds like such a weird move.
Yeah, but you had the actual proof. Like you had scans, you had documents. People, they're still doubting. It's crazy.
I don't think they're still doubting. It's just a couple of jealous people out there. The majority of folks, I've already cleaned up my credibility at this point. Like at this point, if you think I'm lying, then you're just jealous, and I feel sorry for you. Now, speaking of this, I want to real quick before we have a couple more questions. Though at 15, these are coming, so we're going to try and get these out because I really want to talk. I want to talk about censorship and the Moro arc and everything, but we have almost 1,000 people watching on X and over 1,000 on YouTube. If you're watching on X, jump over to the YouTube and subscribe because the live streams, I'm going to do multi-streams on both platforms, but the but the videos are going to be on the Geekdom 101 YouTube channel. So make sure, like, I'm not going to upload those to X. Those are going to be exclusive to the YouTube channel, and there you're going to see the updates. I'm working on a video now that's going to go into how the Moro arc's being made, but I can't make that video yet because there's still information I don't have. So soon. What's X? It's Twitter. It's what Elon Musk bought Twitter and renamed it X. Everything Elon Musk does is named X, bro. I think one of his kids is named X, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. See, Irvin's joining us on X, bro. And YouTube. Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you so much for being here with me today. Gabby, I'm probably one of the 3 fans in the world who's not really that much excited to see Moro and Granola arc animated. I much prefer something new. Me too, actually. I also want something new, especially since how much of a garbage Granola was. Yeah, Moro and Granola have their problems. I'll tell you what, though. I have softened up on the Moro arc a bit. I do kind of like it more now. What do you think?
Yeah, as I've been rereading it, oh my God, I've been enjoying it. And I'm excited because it seems like the animation is we're gonna get the Shintani style for the Galactic Patrol saga. Now, I don't have confirmed sources, but that's just based on that like last frame, the designs, the character designs. It seems like that's the direction they're gonna go. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm hoping that whatever Toriyama's notes were that they're gonna add is good. And I actually hope that they make the fights longer. That's just me, though. That's just me. So, bro, I when I showed the toy animation handbook, bro, that's a fucking the fucking toy handbook, bro. That says magic on it.
We will definitely talk about the animation. We're gonna talk about censorship. We're gonna talk about some of the story pillars that, like, what they can expand upon, what they can change. So that's all coming up on this stream.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I'm just trying to get all these questions out of the way, bro, because there's a lot coming in. And the thing about these questions, y'all, is these are paid customers. And the thing about my content is that it's free. Like every video I upload on YouTube, you're going to have ads because YouTube has ads, and that's how I make money. But it's free. You don't have to pay me anything. But if you're going to be on a stream and if you're going to donate to the stream, I have to address you, because if I don't, I feel like you worked hard for that money. And so that's why they end up, look at this. You're about to get sued hard by showing that. I can tell you've never been to law school, my friend. I can tell that you've never been to law school. I can tell. Geek the Minnow, who do you think would be a good Japanese and English voice actor for Moro? I think the guy who plays Dabura, this guy's name is Breakdancer too, the guy who said that. That's what you used to do, right?
Yeah, I used to breakdance
many years ago. So I actually thought that a good Moro would be Peter Cullen, which is the voice of Toonami and Optimus Prime. Moro, with that old man Moro should be him, but he's also like in his 90s now, so I don't know if that's a good idea. Do you have anybody in mind?
I think for the first half of Moro, when he's still kind of a bit like skinny, maybe like William Dafoe, something like, and then switch to a different voice actor once he gets stronger, Prime Moro, something like that. Like I want to see like this, like I don't know, I can't even do it. William Dafoe, though, he does some crazy voice acting. That guy,
he's great, but don't you think he's out of like Funimation's price range? Actually, no, because Crunchyroll's owned by Sony. They can get whoever they want. And guess what studio makes the Spider-Man movies? Sony. So you know what? I agree. You sold me. Willem Dafoe as Moro. That's it. No, that's it. Listen, that is it. That is it. Willem Dafoe as Moro, even though he's also getting up there in years. Because remember, if somebody voices Moro, it's not just the Dragon Ball Super anime. They have to do all the games as well. And that's a lifetime paycheck. Every time that Nozawa and Sean Schemmel voice Goku in every game, they get paid for it. It really is a great gig to have for consistent money. So.
And Willem Dafoe, he's like super humble. The guy
Yes.
just like he wants a paycheck. He's never been the actor who really like cares so deeply about the character and his legacy. He wants a good paycheck and move on. So this is easy money for him.
You reckon the manga will restart next year? I think it's going to start this year. It has to be this year, right? They can't give
That's
us
what I'm
another.
predicting.
Bro,
No.
Black Frieza was 4 years ago. Bro,
I'm expecting an announcement sometime this year, maybe Goku Day, or it's gonna happen this year.
maybe on the anniversary of Dragon Ball, the anime next month. I don't know. I don't know, but it has to be this year because, bro, like you understand that, like when the Moro arc manga was running, there are subscribers and people that I'm now learning about that were in high school when that was coming out, and now they're in college or they're in their 20s, and now we're getting Moro animated. So whatever Toyotaro would do next would probably get animated in 2029, 2030 at best, right? So why are we waiting even more? Why are we waiting even more? Keep the damn story going.
And the way that Shueisha does things is, and with Toei and Bandai, is they don't wait for one thing to end before they start another. A lot of these things are happening at the same time, years in advance, the conversations. So the manga is probably going to be announced sometime this year. That's my prediction.
I hope so. Hayden says, Kikimi Senpai, who do you think? Oh, I already answered that one.
Oh,
Forgot to take it off. My bad. So this will be like getting Dragon Ball Super Kai. That's exactly what it is. It literally was first told to me as a Kai version of Super, and I told the guy, bullshit. I don't believe that. I straight up. It's no different than 2 summers ago when someone was like, "Yo, I saw Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta." Come on, they're not doing that.
With one caveat,
And then it happened.
What Toei is doing is what a lot of the studios do when it comes to re-releasing on Blu-ray. When they re-release on Blu-ray, they tend to go back and enhance some of the animation scenes. You saw with Jujutsu Kaisen, you saw with a lot of other shows. So this is kind of like a combination of like a Blu-ray release and like a reduction of the story, something that's more coherent. That's what they're calling an enhanced version of it.
Yeah, they're gonna. If you've seen like the trailer, and there's actually a video on X right now of somebody taking the old footage and the new footage and putting it next to each other, and you can see like that they like the scene where Beerus makes those little purple balls in the new version. He has like hundreds of them, so they're. I still like the Battle of Gods movie the best. This may beat it, but I'm probably still going to watch the movie because I really like that movie, you know? So, all right. Is Goku 1 Japanese, 2 Chinese, 3 Mexican, 4 all? He's not even from Earth, bro. He's from planet Vegeta. So, I don't understand that question, bro.
Yeah, I miss streaming, bro.
You gotta come back,
fandom
bro.
is hilarious sometimes, bro.
Come do anime live reactions, bro, and react live to anime. Come back, bro.
I got some. Yeah.
You know what? Fuck you. Here's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna make a poll right now. Y'all better vote. Y'all better vote. Y'all better put the right vote, bro. Should Mr. Senpai Senpai, because I forget you spell it with an N, return to YouTube ASAP? Y'all better make sure you vote the right one. Bro.
Let me know your my future on it's on your hands.
That's right.
It's on your vote.
Right now, I just dropped the poll on YouTube. Should Senpai return to YouTube ASAP? It's already 98% yes, bro. But let's see. If it gets over 90, then at least you know you've got an audience. I call Piccolo's new form Dragon King Piccolo. Brother, you can call it whatever you want. It's called Orange Piccolo. I mean, you can call it whatever you know what, bro? I call Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Red. Just because I want to. It's like, all right, do you, bro? You know what? He's not even Piccolo anymore. He's Big Green. Just like in the Big Green dub. Orange Big Green. Moro arc early next year or late. Love you, bro. Closer to late. I'd say closer to the fall.
I'm saying October is what I'm predicting it right now. October.
that core. Yeah, just like Daima and just like the beers thing's probably going to be October. Wisco Dippers, if New Dragon Ball ever put the focus on Master Roshi, who do you think would be a good English dub voice actor once Mark McFarlane passes away? I don't want to, bro, look, this question's a little bit weird because I don't like this question, and I'm going to tell you why. Mike McFarlane's actually going through a really hard time right now health-wise. I don't know if you knew that, but this is a very sensitive question. And the time, I know you don't mean harm, and I know you probably didn't even know this, but Mike McFarlane's really, really falling on hard times right now. And I don't think it's appropriate for me to answer this question because there was a time where they thought he might actually die. So I'm just going to say, I don't want to think about somebody else voicing Roshi because we'll find out if he passes away. I just don't feel. Do you have any answer to this?
It's just like answering this question is kind of like wishing for something to happen. It's just like it's a bad energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to answer this.
And plus, Master Roshi is not going to get a bigger role in Dragon Ball than what he already has, unless they do a prequel. And if they do a prequel with his story, it'll be a whole new actor playing the young Roshi. So, yeah, man, I don't know if you knew that, bro, but Mike McFarlane's actually not doing well. Dust Shinobi. Hey, Geekdom, I got back from the gym. You motivated me recently. Thank you for that. And they need to announce the next chapter of the manga. He's talking about the 4 a.m. treadmill streams. For those who don't know, I have a treadmill and my sleep schedule is consistently fucked. So what I end up doing is so I run or I walk on the treadmill pretty much every day because it's cold outside, right? So I figure why not use the treadmill? I got it for Christmas, right? So what I've been doing lately, I've been doing late night streams like 2 a.m. where I just talk to people while I walk on the treadmill, and it makes the walk so much easier because I get to talk while I walk and like the time just flies by. I walked for 50 minutes on that treadmill the other night. So that's probably what he's talking about as far as the gym goes. But I also did lose a lot of weight too. By the way, I found that picture of us. Remember that picture? Remember that picture from Kamehacon 1 of us at the pizza place?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I can't look at myself back then, bro. I was so fat and disgusting. Bro, I had the Amish neck beard. I looked like one of these people that I make fun of now. I had the Amish neck beard plus 60 pounds. I wish I could change. I wish I can go back in time. And you know what, bro? If I ever do a con again, at least I'm going to look better.
Yeah. That was a good time, man. Eating pizza with all
that was a great time.
YouTubers, the voice actors.
Yeah. Peter and Brian were with us. Sugar Spice says, I'd be hyped to see Gohan versus K-Fla animated. What about you? Yes. What do you think?
Yeah. I'll be down for that, man.
All right. We got to get through. We've got 12 more. We're going to go through as quickly as I want to talk about tournament of the Moro arc. Will they make Goku more serious like in Z and not dumb? They're probably Goku's not really that dumb, bro. People overstate that. He was also the same in Z. I can't answer that question. I just think it'll be at the manga. So just keep that in mind. Final Flame, does Toei Animation have a contingency plan for replacing Goku's Japanese voice actors should they not be able to record lines for the new arcs? I have wondered this myself, and I was told about 2 years ago the answer is no, but yeah.
I have to say I hope so, a very small number of people within, they probably do have some names, but nothing is being discussed or will be discussed publicly. So they probably at least have like some names ready for conversations. It's just business.
When she passes away, bro, it's going to be a dark day. But yeah, I don't know. The last time I checked was 2 years ago, and I was told straight up no. So Aurora Boro Snake, it won't let me send my archive recs. Can I email? I don't know what you mean by archive recs. Recordings? Yes, email me. It won't let you send it here for sure. All right, Toei watching right now. They're sending the FBI, I'm sure. The FBI, bro, in Japan. The FBI from Japan. All right, Savior F. Fiong. When do you think the Moro arc is coming? 2027.
Yeah, and
probably
I'm gonna say
later.
October 2027.
You might be right. Lucarino with the Rocco's Modern Life icon, bro. That pops me. Do you guys really think, based off how much they used Toriyama's name during the Genki Dama, they want to adapt the 3-hour Broly cut and all other Tori notes? Also, do you think this will lead to a DB remake? You want to get this one? We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah, the thing about the movie is that it's very common for them to have additional content because they know they're gonna have to shrink things down anyways. So, and a lot of those elements that may not have been used in the movie, that could be reused or repurposing another way in the future. So it doesn't make sense for them to kind of adapt that 3-hour cut into the anime form. I don't think it makes sense for them. The animation doesn't need any work. It doesn't. It's gonna be a downgrade if they do bring it down to like an anime week by week episodic form. I think animation wise, it will be slightly downgraded to the movie, so that wouldn't make sense.
It would, absolutely. The movie had, especially that movie.
That movie.
Yeah, dude, that's the best looking Dragon Ball movie of them all, bro. But now his second question: do you think this will lead to a Dragon Ball remake? I have said this, I don't know how many times. I think there is going to be a Dragon Ball adaptation from the original manga, but I don't think that's coming for a while. Like I said, maybe in the 50-year anniversary in 10 years, that then we'll get a new adaptation of OG Dragon Ball and Z as one big story. But I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I want to say this real quick. The Dragon Ball Super remake, starting with Beerus, that is leading to the Moro arc. Like that's where that's going. It's like Beerus, Frieza, Universe 6, Goku Black, TOP, and then the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc. I don't know if Broly's going to be included, but that's where it's going to go. Wait, I know this guy. Hi, from France, my friend. I'm excited about Moro. Bro, I don't know if I don't know what his real name is, bro, because like the other day, so his name is Lewis, but his screen name is Clifford, and freaking Hype was talking to me about this guy for months. Like, oh, I go, who is that? And then finally I'm like, oh, that's Lewis. Shit. You know who that is, right? Listen,
No.
What happened?
I can't, and I'm trying to like get an up close look. I can't really tell.
No. I mean his name.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering if you knew who he was. Yeah, he's like one of the big French guys. He's one of the big French guys. The French Dragon Ball community were among the first ones to get wind of the remake, and they were on point when it came to information this go around. Like every time there's a new Dragon Ball project, there's always a certain person or group, leaker, if you will. For Dragon Ball Superhero, DBS Chronicles was the man. He got Cell Max, he got Gohan Beast, he got like everything, bro. He got it. Orange Piccolo, the 2 new Piccolo forms. He nailed it. For Broly, that was Daddy. For Daima, that was also Daddy. But for the remake, it's the French guys. I'm not saying him, I'm saying the Frenchies.
Yeah, and it's funny because France is not even one of the top 10 in terms of viewership for Dragon Ball.
No, but right? it's super big over there.
But it's big, yeah.
They get, bro, the French get shit that we don't get. The French have like translations of some of the guidebooks, bro. Like, why can't we get that?
I think they recently, one of the fans that recently bought like a actual film of one of the original movies and was able to like do a 4K version of it. But yeah, the French have great content over there.
Yes, they do.
And shout out to India, like Ken Zairo, DVS Hype, the people in India and Chronicles. Shout out to India.
Were you supposed to tell people that Hype is from India, bro? Or was that a secret?
I think people just assume he is. So.
I mean, okay, all right. No, because I remember when he told me, he's like, "Don't tell anybody." I was like, "All right."
Oh, he never told me.
Okay, so you just figured it out. All right.
Yeah,
he's from either India or Pakistan. The thing that's weird is Chronicles is from there too, and I'm not sure if they ever met. And
Yeah,
they
I'm
work
not.
with each other, you know.
Yeah.
So do you think Toyotaro's quiet because he's working on the manga? I fucking hope so. But guess what? He's been quiet for the past couple years, but he's more quiet now. So yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. We've got 10 super chats. What I want to do, y'all, is I want to hold off on the super chats for a little bit. We'll get back to them near the end of the stream. I want to talk to Mr. Senpai about the Moro arc, and I want to talk to you about what, first of all, what do you think they're going to add to the anime version, or what do you want them to add? What do you want them to add to improve upon the Moro arc from the manga? And then, of course, feel free, guys, to type in whatever your thoughts are.
My two biggest thing is one, when Vegeta goes to planet Yardrat and he trains there, I want that to be expanded because there's such a mystery.
Yes.
There is such a mystery. The ability, the Yardrats, not only have we seen Yardrats in another universe, but the Yardrats have this ability to manipulate either like matter, manipulate. Their manipulation abilities are out of this world, right? It's almost like God level. So I want them to focus on that. Also, I want them to expand upon the beginning. I think it was chapter 43. Chapter 43 of the manga, when you had 1,000 years into the past, or 10,000, 1,000 years into the past,
the Grand Supreme Kai.
Yes, yes. I want that to be expanded. I want that to be almost half of an entire episode because it is so epic. Whenever we get something from the past, especially like ancient times, oh my God. So they can literally have an entire episode dedicated to that.
Let me ask you this, and I'm excited talking about this. How do you think Dragon Ball Daima is going to factor into the Moro arc? Because there were a lot of people who believe that Moro, because he's got pointy ears and knows magic, is from the demon realm. It's almost like they have to just reveal he's from the demon realm. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's a great point, Geekdom. That's actually a great point because Daima, right? The whole magic theme of magic, Super Saiyan 4, all that can be somehow connected to the Galactic Patrol. The Galactic Patrol saga, their job is not to be a faithful adaptation of the manga, like the remake, or sorry, like the enhanced version. So they're going to definitely add things that were not in the manga, maybe change some things around. And that's one of the things I want to see, a connection between the demon realm, between Daima and Moro. That would be epic, especially because in Daima, we know that it's ancient. There's a lot of things in Daima that took place in the past in terms of like in speaking. So Moro somehow needs to be connected to that. Somehow he does with the ears and.
Bro, I remember before episode 20 aired, there were, I don't know who started this rumor, but there was a lot of people who thought that at the end of Daima, they were going to hint Moro, like give us like a post-credit scene type of thing. And they were like, hey, Geekdom, can you confirm if Moro's in the last episode? And I was like, I don't think so. Now, I'm being legit. I didn't know what the last episode was going to have. I really didn't. I had no idea. But I didn't think they were going to do it that way. And it's fine. Like, they don't have to tie it in now. But when we actually get the animated Moro arc, we just had a Demon Realm exploration. Like, why not? Why not? You know what I mean?
Why not?
Now, what do you think about okay, I'm going to add to what you said, because you said more of the Vegeta stuff. I would like to see more of Goku and Miras in that room of spirit and time dimension. I want to see 2 or 3 episodes just of that. And I'd like to see more Miras stuff. I want to see more of like Miras as an angel, like that whole thing, you know?
Yeah, dude, this entire, I think the Galactic Patrol, the Galactic Patrol saga was like chapter 42 to 63, essentially, like the end of. This could, if they're adapting like 1.5 to 2 chapters per episode, this could end up being like 40 episodes, 50 episodes of a saga. I mean, the Galactic Patrol / Moro saga was huge. And not only was it big, but there were a lot of things that they could have expanded upon in the manga and they didn't. And the anime can expand upon it. I don't see any reason for Toei Animation to rush this saga. There is no reason why they can't have it 50 episodes just for one saga because it's so good.
And they got time. I mean, the thing is, so part of me is like, I'm split on this. And I'm just going to be very honest with you guys. I'm always honest, but I'm going to be really brutally honest. Part of me is like, oh, I wish the Moro arc was this year because I'm ready to jump back in. But the other part of me is like, let them cook. Classic, let them cook. Daima was 2 years of production. I showed you earlier the handbook was 2022. The early drafts were done in August or July of 2022, and it came out October 2024. That's about a 2-year head start. The Moro arc now, they have all of this year and they have most of next year to get it either all done or most of it done. Now, I think that that's for the better. I don't want it to look like what Dragon Ball Super looked like. I want it to look like Daima. I want it to look really good. And the other thing is, I feel like somebody asked me, they're like, do you think it's possible that they're going to split it into two? So there's like the Galactic Patrol part and then the Moro part. So 2 seasons basically. And they could do that. There's enough content where they could do that, but they're going to have to add stuff, which they will.
Yes. Another thing I want them to see them expand upon is the invasion on Earth and the Avengers assembling the Z Warriors, like
with the Galactic Patrol symbol.
Yeah, we need to see that expanded. And the reason why I'm saying this is because on your last stream, you mentioned how the way that the superheroes movie was set up and ended, it almost appears like they're diverging at two different set of groups.
Yeah,
the ones on Earth who are gonna protect Earth, like and then Goku and exactly led by Goku and Piccolo, and then you have Goku and Vegeta that are gonna be more intergalactic, right? They're gonna be dealing with more like God tier things. So this is because that's one of the things that was missed in the manga. The manga didn't really focus on those characters. Goku came and saved the day, where these characters could have been the ones to defeat some of these other bad guys. So I want them to see that change to where it's not just Goku coming in and saving the day. You know, I want them to put a name on all the Z Warriors.
Yeah, I want more of that stuff. Like I want more of it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I part of me wants it now, but now there is one thing I want to talk about, and that is the violence. So the Moro arc is very violent. The Moro arc has a lot of blood, and unfortunately, Japanese television standards now are not what they were when Dragon Ball Z was on the air. Actually, wait, this is a funny question. Danny, what do you think about a GT remake tie into the main canon? I want you to open up your Google machine right now and type in Dragon Ball space Daima. Type that in and press enter, bro. You might get an answer. Anyways, no, the violence. Okay, so television standards. I'm not, if you're expecting it to be super gory, I don't think it's going to be, but there is a possibility depending on the time slot. I don't know if you know this, bro, but One Piece, after decades of being in that Saturday night, Sunday morning slot, has now moved to a Sunday night time slot. And for the scuttlebutt is that it's going to be gorier. So if Dragon Ball Super ends up being at night in Japan, I think there's a possibility we do get blood, or maybe this is what I want them to do. They actually make 2 versions. They make, on the really gory stuff, you make a TV version, which is more censored. They don't show all the blood, etc. And then you have a streaming version that does show all the blood. What do you think they should do, man? Or what do you want them to do? Well, give me both. What do you think?
I mean, ideally, I would like them to do that, but they're probably not going to put the resources on making like 2 versions of it. So what they might have to get creative, like when Moro impales, that's the impalation. Oh my God, that's one of the most epic scenes of the saga. And I'm just really worried that they're going to kind of butcher that. Yeah, you're going to show, yeah, right there. That's what I'm talking about. That is what.
This is, okay, I wanted to point this out, bro. Shout outs to Dragon Ball Universe. This is actually what I think they're probably going to do. When he's about to impale him, they're going to do the black and white effects. You know what?
Yeah.
I actually don't hate it. I think it's, what do y'all think in the chat? I don't hate it.
As long as you see kind of like watery liquids, even if it's black and white, just something to show the violence. If you can't show the details of the violence, at least show that it is violent. But yeah, that's probably what they're going to do, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wish it was like how it was back in the day where it was like puking up blood and like when Raditz and Goku die, they're just, yeah, but I hope, and so somebody in the chat just mentioned One Piece, Demon Slayer, others get pretty gory, DB has to be censored. No, not necessarily, bro. Like I said, if Dragon Ball Super ends up getting a new time slot, then which I hope happens. So here's the thing. I don't want Super to be on at the same time it was the first time because number one, it's Saturday night and I have a social life and I would like to do things on Saturday night. And believe it or not, and number two, I want it to be more violent. So why wouldn't it be better if it was on like Daima? Daima was on Friday nights in Japan, Friday morning for us here. That's perfect. That's perfect. What do you think?
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah,
I have nothing to add for that.
Yeah, I think Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Universe is onto something, bro. I think they are. What do you think about the Susanoo Goku scene in the Moro arc anime, bro? Like that's another one that where he gets giant and shit. That's gonna be something.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of that in the manga, but I definitely want to see that happening. But there's gotta be some sort of like angelic theme happening in the background when that happens. That's a huge moment in terms of like the climax. Maybe not something like.
What do you think about music? Like they have not announced if it's going to be Sumitomo, Naoki Sato. Like, what do you think about that?
That's the thing. As long as Moro, Vegeta, and that version of Goku get their own theme song, Vegeta needs his own theme song. Moro needs some. Yeah, but he's growing now.
I agree.
Vegeta is focusing on what's interesting about Goku and Vegeta is how they're diverging in the saga. Whereas Goku is focusing more on angelic powers and kind of like autonomous movement. Vegeta sees that as cheating. He sees that as too easy. He's not saying he can't do it. He's capable of doing it, but he wants the harder path, which is understanding spirituality at a deeper level. From a mortal standpoint. So they're like totally separate. And I want them to really focus on music and sound effects. When it comes to Moro and magic, right? In the manga, you can't really see the magic. But in the anime form, they can have sound effects where it's like when Moro is doing his magic attacks, his attacks are ancient. They're not just like typical magic, right? They're from the past. So I want them to really differentiate when it comes to the color scheme, when it comes to the sound effects and the theme song, like super different than anything we've seen before.
You know what would be a cool idea, bro? What if they reveal that Moro used to be the Demon King before Abra? Like we're going way into the past, like maybe shortly after Rimus.
I am down for that. Why not? It doesn't impact the story in a negative way.
No, it actually makes Daima more important because the big complaint about Daima, bro, is that it feels like it's not canon, or people say it's not canon, which they're wrong about. It doesn't connect to Super, or this and that, which it does. But I understand people saying, Super Saiyan 4, where is it? All that is valid, right? But they could have it tie into Super through Moro. I think that's an easy way.
Yeah, all right, brother. No,
it's not hola mi amigos, it's hola mi gente, bro.
Hola mi gente. That's what I used to say. That's why, because you guys are my people.
Yeah, they want you back, bro. Hey, speaking of which, let's see. 88% said that should Mr. Senpai return to YouTube. That's right here. 88%, and then 12% said no. Who are the 12% that said no, bro? Are y'all just haters, or like, what is that about?
It's all good, bro. I'm gonna come back regardless.
People, bro.
It's all good. We can always convert them. We can always. My content will be very different than what you typically see on the YouTube channels. So I have my lane. Geekdom has his lane. You know, we all have our own thing. So,
yep. Daima doesn't connect to Super. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But I do agree with you that there are strange anomalies. I actually wanted to do a whole video on that because there's information that I have that I haven't revealed yet about Daima and Super's connection. I got to get back into the groove, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to get back into the groove. But there is one thing I wanted to point out, because earlier you said the music and the sound effects. Here's something. Dragon Ball Daima brought back the sound effects from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yes.
And if you pay attention to the Beerus trailer, they brought back the sound effects from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
That's another reason why I'm actually a tiny bit more excited for Super, because those old sound effects, bro. And by the way, for those who don't know, because earlier in the stream, people asked me about Toku and Space Sheriff and the Sentai. All those sound effects were originally Toei's from like the 70s and shit. But they are Dragon Ball sound effects to us, bro. And now you hear them in the Beerus trailer. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. In terms of Moro and the Daima connection, there's something that was always interesting about Moro that didn't really make sense before Daima. And that was the fact that how powerful he was 10 million years ago, the fact that he knew about the Supreme Kais, he was able to defeat them, almost defeat them, if it wasn't for the Grand Supreme Kai. All these, like, where does this guy come from? Who is he, right?
Demon Realm,
it seems
it's got to be Demon Realm. It has to be.
Exactly.
Right?
It has to be. It has to be. So makes sense.
And also, he's a goat, man. And if you know anything about like the occult, goats are oftentimes representative of demons. In fact, there's a very famous picture of Baphomet, who's a demonic a demon, a god that was worshipped in the pagan days, and Baphomet's a goat. So oftentimes, like, if you're gonna have a goat character, bro, he can't be a good guy. Look, speaking of not being a good guy, we got 1,100. We have 1,100 people and 894 likes. Hit the like, bro. I need those likes to go up. Let me get to 1,000 likes. Anyways, go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, Baphomet is a good connection. Keep in mind that this character was made by Toyotaro. Now, if you're looking for like an Eastern kind of equivalent, it will be like Oni. But for West, Toyotaro is a big fan of the West, and him having this character more represent Baphomet, which is like more of a Western kind of demon. The symbolism there, like it makes sense. Yeah, I actually did a whole video about this a long time ago. I took it down.
I was going to say, well, I would put it back up again. But if you just type it into Google, and I know about this, but some of you guys might be wondering, like if you don't know about Baphomet, it says it right here. Often go ahead and figure it with the occult representing a union of opposites, balance, spiritual enlightenment, though mistakenly linked to Satan or the devil. Yeah, the satanic or the devil thing, they say it's mistakenly linked, but it's really not. If you go deep into the origins of Baphomet, it is very occult and it is linked to evil. But there's people who worship Baphomet who don't know any better. So
yeah, and think about Moro. He's not just a magician. He consumes life. He devours it. So that's why the connection to Baphomet is there.
Yeah, there's no way you can have you can have a goat magician, have him be a good guy. What about now? What about the scene where Goku gives Moro a senzu and says, "Have you ever tried training?" People want that scene cut, bro, but I don't think they're cutting that scene.
Nah, the reason they're not cutting it. Look, a lot of people complain about that scene, and I understand, right? But this is showing you Goku's character development. Goku is the type of person who he sees the good in people. He wants to give you an arc of redemption. Also, Goku was not stupid. He felt that if Moro took the sensu being was still bad, he felt that he could still defeat him, right? Like he felt like everything was under control. yes, it's still a risk, but that's what Goku does. He takes risks. This is part of his character. This is part of who he is. So I think it's in line with Goku's character. But on the surface, it is kind of scary that he's willing to bet the entire fate of the universe on just like his values.
Yeah, look, that's a scene that when I first read the manga, I despised it. I did not. I actually hate that whole chapter. But what I'm gonna, because what happened after that is I talked to Jordan, and Jordan really likes that. And what I'm gonna do is I already promised this for you guys, but I might actually I don't know if I've said it on the channel yet, but Jordan and I are coming back to do the Mangalorean Super. So we're going to be reading all of Super. And that's going to include my first time reading the Moro arc since it dropped. Except this time it'll be volume by volume. So we'll have the entire Moro arc done in a few weeks. And when I reread the Moro arc now with 2026 eyes, it may be different than the way I felt when it first came out. So what I'm trying to say is that I am going to do a reread. I'm going to listen to what Jordan said. He may change my mind. I may change my mind. I hate the Senzu bean scene, but there is a way that I can like it and I'll let you know if I read it again and we'll see. Like, I don't know yet, but Jordan and I are going to start on that in just a few weeks. I've got all the manga in color. It's going to be great. But I'm just letting everybody know that I'm going to reread it and see what I think then, because that's a scene that's really controversial.
It's controversial, but it's in line with the theme. Vegeta got his redemption when he saved the Namekians, right? Goku, he doesn't need a redemption. He's Goku, but he's offering redemption to someone else. Just like we saw Vegeta get his redemption, Moro was given that opportunity through Goku. So, and that's what this Galactic Patrol saga, there's kind of like a contrast between Goku and Vegeta, where they're both following similar paths, but like, go in different directions.
Yeah.
It's very thematic. It's a thematic kind of saga.
And the thing about Goku giving Cell the Senzu in classic Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is that scene is actually not as bad as people make it out to be. I think it works better there because Goku had so much confidence in Gohan because he knew how strong Gohan was that he wanted Cell to lose with no excuses. Because if Gohan beat Cell, it's like you beat up a guy who's tired after fighting Goku, who's used up a lot of energy. Wow, whoop-de-doo. It makes the win less important. So since Gohan was fresh, he made sure that Cell was also fresh. That way Cell has no excuses. And Gohan whooped his ass. Was that a dumb decision? Yes, but like we've talked about in the Mangalorean, Goku's dumb decisions end up working out for the best. For example, he spared Vegeta's life on Earth during the Saiyan saga. Had Vegeta not lived when Krillin and Gohan went to Namek, they would have been wiped out by the Doria and Zarbon. So Goku saved their life without knowing he did. And this is a theme that goes back to Journey to the West about karma and dharma. So that's cool. But with Moro, you would think that he would have learned his lesson from Cell. That's kind of where I end up with it. You know what I mean?
If they do make a change, they could have Goku having this moral dilemma where he's like, all right, Mirrors doesn't want me to kill. Is this something, maybe I have a plan B if I give him the Sensu Bean, or they could even change it to where Moro steals the Sensu Bean. But then I feel like that kind of takes away from that moment for Goku.
I'll tell you what, man, the scene, and this is going to be interesting when it plays out. Okay, so remember the scene in the Moro arc where Goku says, I'm going to fight this guy as an Earthling, and he takes off the Galactic Patrol thing? So that scene is amazing. The problem with that scene is all these people who have only watched Dragon Ball Z dubbed, and their version of Goku is that horrible, homogenized Dragon Ball Z dub version of Goku. they are not going to understand the significance of Goku saying, I'm going to fight as an Earthling. That is a big deal if you understand the Goku character arc going back to the Saiyan saga and Frieza saga. But if you've only seen the dub, you've seen Ally to Good, Nightmare to You, and that type of shit, which the speech is great, but it's not Goku. And there's going to be a lot of confusion about why Goku fighting as an Earthling makes sense and it's such a big deal. So I really hope that most people actually listen to me and watch the series subbed and learn the real story, because it is going to affect things later on.
What do you think about this? Is something I really was disappointed by the manga. When Vegeta came, he did the Force Spirit Fission.
Yeah.
But then he got defeated so quickly. Like, they should make it longer. Make the entire episode where he is dominating Force Spirit Fission. You can't change the outcome. You can't change the ending, but at least you can make his dominance last longer. That's what I would like to see.
Let me ask you a question. Do you want the pacing of Galactic Patrol to be like Daima, like Z, or like Kai? Because they're all paced very differently, those three. What do you think is best?
Definitely not like Kai. I don't want this to be short.
Yeah, I want it to, yeah, you first.
Probably like Z. Kind of like Z. I just want this slower. A little slower. I really like how there's different characters. The Moro saga, as many flaws as it has, it's one of my favorite sagas. And I always said that the way it was written, it's almost written like an anime.
Yeah.
And so I really want this to be like a slow pace, because there's so many moments throughout the entire saga to where there's no like one climax. So in fact, you can kind of split it into like 4 different sections.
Four acts.
Four acts.
Which Granola only has 3, but that makes sense.
Yeah. You got New Namek, you got the training of the recruitment, you got the invasion on planet Earth, assembling the Avengers, and then you have the UI versus Moro.
There's a lot of different opinions here. Never paced like Z, remake parts of Kai and the new stuff like Z. Actually, I'm going to get to that. But we're not talking about the remake. We're talking about the Moro arc. Daima's good. Screams for 100 minutes. Okay, I think the story part should be paced like Kai, but I think the fights should be paced like Z, because the thing about the Dragon Ball. Okay, so I'm gonna say this once. Here's the problem with this comment. By your logic, you saying this, you're saying Super sucks, Kai sucks, the Saiyan and Frieza sagas, the first half of the Frieza saga sucks, GT sucks, Daima sucks, most of the movies suck. Bruce Faulconer's music only was from the Frieza saga to the end of Boo. So if this is your reasoning for liking or disliking Dragon Ball, number one, you're not a real Dragon Ball fan. You can have Krillin all you want in your profile, but if everything is trash because it doesn't have Bruce Faulconer, bro, then that means that you only like a very small part of Dragon Ball. I cannot stand when people say that shit, bro. You're just a fan of Bruce Faulconer. You can't really like Dragon Ball. He literally doesn't even do the entire series. So anyways, what I was trying to say is, when the fighting starts, I want it to be like the way it used to be, where each fight has like a different section with strategies, like OG Dragon Ball and Z were. You know, like, for example, the fight with Kid Buu. The fight with Kid Buu was Dragon Ball Z episode 279 to 286. That's about 7 episodes. 7 episodes. So I feel like that would be great for like a Moro arc finale. I'm worried they're going to rush it like Daima and like the end of Super, and only the last 2 episodes are going to be the finale. And I don't want that. I want it to be bigger, epic, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I also want them to focus on how the magic is different than anything we've seen before. Like, keep in mind that Moro is passively draining you as he's fighting you. I wanted that to be visualized. You can have like a clicking like a TikTok, some sort of music in the background, something that shows the characters are getting tired and they don't know why. Their energy is being drained. They don't know why. And then you have the big reveal. I want that magic, his magic powers, to be kind of like demonic, to not just be your typical.
Well, he
of course,
shuts
magic.
off transforming. Remember that part? That was awesome.
That was awesome. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so much better than Moro is so much more interesting. Like I said, you and I talked about it. The first half of the Moro arc is so much cooler than the second half.
So cool.
I think. Let me ask you this: what about doing more adventures with Goku as a Galactic Patrolman? You know what I'm saying? Like he gets like they do some other shit besides just Moro. Or how about this? Remember, there's a part where Moro breaks out all the prisoners. That could be another opportunity for them to introduce a new villain for later, or just have new henchmen for Moro that like can be enemies for like the Z crew, like the whatever you want to call them. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'll be down for that. The Galactic Patrol, actually, I wanted to really focus on like the Galactic Patrol as an organization, because this kind of came out of nowhere for us. Who are they? Like, how long they've been running? What is the bureaucracy behind the scenes? Right? Them kind of trying to protect the galaxy or the universe. So I wanted to focus on that bureaucracy and see more of the behind the scenes of the Galactic Patrol by going on side missions, like you said, focusing on the villains, looking into the past. That's what I would like to see. And that could be kind of like fake filler episodes where you expand on something that's kind of interesting. Not just that, but also Miras, the angels, the laws, right? The fact that he can't be he's
can't get
supposed to be
involved.
neutral.
Yeah.
They can't get involved. Let's have a flashback of Miras when as he was growing up.
I agree
then
with
you
this
see
guy.
they need to do more. Oh, OG73. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
what would
can
be
talk
cool?
more about that.
Well, what would be cool? Remember how the Moro arc ended with OG73's head, and then that goes right into Granola? What I would like is if the last episode of Moro, you see the head, and then you see someone grab it, and then it goes to black, and then you have to wait till the Granola saga. So that's like the cliffhanger, right? The head is there, it zooms in, or it's a post-credit scene. Like Daima, after the credits, they show OG73's head, and then you see somebody grab it, and that's it, goes to black.
Yes,
that would be fucking awesome, bro. That's how you use post-credit scenes. I want to say one other thing too. Remember how for the past month I've been dropping these Have you seen my Avengers? You've seen
you
those,
have
right?
You've been doing the 30-second clips with the music from
Right. The amount of shit I got for those from people. You're misleading people, you're clickbaiting, even though it says fan made in the title, you're giving people false hopes. Where's my apology? Where's my fucking apology? Somebody the other day, right? I made a joke and somebody said I was a liar, and I go, I've been called that before. And for some reason, every time I get called a liar, after a few months, people tend to say, oh shit, you weren't lying. I wonder why that is. Just a coincidence, nothing to worry about. So let's get some more of these super chats, bro. There's 23 of them. So let's see if we can hammer these out. What would you call the Danny and Mr. Senpai fusion? Send them. No. Geek pie. Geek pie, bro.
Yo, that sounds dirty.
Well,
geek pie.
Brother. I would fuse with you, bro, but not in that way. Not in that way. Hayden, maybe with fusion bugs. Hayden Beer. Hope the new version of the TOP keeps it the way they do Ultra Instinct from the anime instead of the manga. Yes, I agree with that. Anime version of UI is way better. But I would love for them to add the Roshi speech from the manga. I don't want Roshi dodging Jiren. I fucking hated that in the anime version, or the manga version. Yeah, I don't want that. Is there something from the manga that you think they should put into the TOP? My big thing is just the Gohan being a badass for that one chapter. What were you gonna say?
No, nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Slick and me, who would you book for a DB Rumble? First 15. brother, I can't book a whole Rumble right now. Plus a $2 super chat, bro. You gave me a $2 super chat to give you 15 characters, bro. Listen, if you want to see the DB Rumble, watch Tournament of Power. It's the same thing. It's literally a battle royal. Yours, I meant your sim enthusiast. Now, when you say previewing the title, did you show something here earlier? Because I just got here, or where and when? We previewed the Moro arc. We talked about it. I didn't show anything except for a couple of images. Kosuke James says, I don't know if you talked about this already, but do you think they're going to animate that scene where Moro punches through Goku's chest? We did talk about that, and I think you were here for it. Should I show that one more time? What do you think?
Yeah, no, you can show it one more time. Yeah.
All right, let me show them real quick.
Because a lot of people just came in, so they probably didn't see it.
Yeah, this is DB Universe wrote this on X, and I think this is actually probably how they're gonna do it. You know, like I'm not saying that I want the censorship. I'm saying that if the TV rights, and it's not Toei, by the way, this is Fuji TV. If Fuji TV does not want them to use blood or to be super gory, they'll do this. But I actually don't hate this. We talked about that earlier. That's not so bad, I don't think. So, anyways, yeah. All right, next one. Do you think they will add a line in Beerus saying, I only go SS4 in the Demon Realm, or is that irrelevant? I talked about that the other night, and I think they should. I think if we don't see Super Saiyan 4 and Super, they should acknowledge it. What do you think?
Yeah, they should.
If you're not gonna give us a Super season or a Daima season 2 showing why Goku can't use Super Saiyan 4, then I still have a feeling though that they're gonna have Goku using Super Saiyan 4 against Beerus, but they're keeping that a secret from us. So I might find out soon, bro. I'm trying to. Thank you, Meta Association. I know who you are. Next one here from Zandria Aguilar. So only the main story is getting reanimated. I don't know what you mean by main story, but not the remake of Super is okay. Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, Universe 6 and 7, Trunks, and Tournament of Power. No Potafu arc. No Arale episode or baseball episode, unfortunately, because I like those. That's all that's lined up for it. The main arc.
No copy Vegeta.
No copy Vegeta. Yeah, no Potafu. That's too bad.
Yeah.
I'm just Kuru. I would love to see more with Trunks and Goten instead of them relying on fusion. I do too. Or the Saiyaman gimmick, but they decided to take their training seriously. I want that for the future as well, bro. But it's like, I don't know if we're ever going to get that.
Yeah, I feel like they aren't because it's getting too big. You know what I mean? Like they have too many characters. They just started refocusing back on Piccolo and Gohan, and then for them to go to Trunks and Goten, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Now, do I think they should? Yes, because ultimately, if you want to eventually transition from Dragon Ball Super to Dragon Ball 1000 or whatever that the video game is called,
that's way down the road.
That's way down the line, but we need to see a continuation that doesn't include Goku, whether it be through movie, OVAs. Goten and Trunks, like they are loved characters. They have potential. It just depends on them whether they want to expand it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. It really does feel like they're going to focus more on Gohan and Piccolo than they are Goten and Trunks. You're right, though. Look, the Saiyaman stuff got its own adventure. I would love it if they had their own little spin-off show, which, by the way, I want to actually briefly talk about something non-Dragon Ball for just a minute. I started watching Wonder Man. I have my review going up probably in 15 minutes on World of Geekdom. Wonder Man came out earlier this week, and that's the new Marvel show. Phenomenal show. Totally different from anything they've ever done before. It's really funny. It's mostly a comedy. It's like a better WandaVision. I loved Wonder Man. I'm telling everybody, bro, if you have felt that the MCU has sucked or that most of the shows are like not watchable, that one is worth watching, bro. I really, really enjoyed it. It's like a self-parody. They make fun of Hollywood, so check that out.
You know, because of you, I wasn't gonna watch it, but you just convinced me to give it a shot. So I'll watch that.
Give it a shot. It's actually really funny. DJ is Hypu says, who else agrees hit assassination scene is the GOAT scene maybe ever? Doesn't even need to be redone. Which one are you talking about? Because there's like, is he talking about when he killed Goku or a different one? What do you think?
It's gonna. I'm always down. I mean, I literally yesterday I went back and rewatched some of the scenes from the episodes. Man, there's a lot that needs to be reanimated. Like, even though the moments, the music, like everything was there, but when you compare it to even some of the lower tier animes from studios that you never even heard about, just some random anime has incredible animation compared to what Dragon Ball Super used to have. You know, I know people have a very strong view on Dragon Ball Super, but that primarily comes because of the terminal power. Everything before the terminal power, for the most part, like just really,
it was really lacking.
It was really lacking. We're all fans, so we all took it, we all enjoyed it. But overall, man, just from an objective standpoint, the animation was not there.
I've said this before too, man. I always wanted a hit solo series.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
all
man,
the time.
Like,
you mentioned
give him his own show in Universe 6.
They really should, bro.
Totally different kind of like tone, like a totally like it would be so dope, man. It could be like, okay, Wonder Man is 8 episodes. You could do a hit series that's like 6 episodes or even 8 or even 10 episodes and have it just be like him going through some badass like assassination mission. Like there's so much potential with everything that Toriyama left behind. You know what's funny? I remember in 2015, one of the early Geekdom 101 videos, I said that with the 12 universes, there's enough content for 10 years. And here we are 11 years later, and we haven't even touched the other universes the way that they should have, bro. There's content, bro, with the Demon Realm now. There is content for the next 20 years if Akio will wake the fuck up and give us spin-off shows with Hit and those other characters.
And we have the blueprints for a successful spin-off. If you look at My Hero Academia, it's over, right? But they have My Hero Academia Vigilantes.
Vigilantes,
yeah,
that's right.
Vigilantes. And then that eventually, the spin-off manga turned into a successful anime. That is printing more money for them. Now, Dragon Ball has so many, like Hit, for example. If Shueisha is not ready to expand on the story because they're worried about Akira Toriyama is not here anymore, we don't know what directions to take it, they can simply do a spin-off on Hit,
right,
on Jiren, you know, on the other universes.
Ribrianne.
And that won't take the investment on that. It's going to have a higher return. So.
On Ribrianne?
No, okay, not Ribrianne. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Look, a magical girl Sailor Moon parody that's like 6 episodes. I'm in, bro. I'll watch it. PBL Gaming, do you think the manga will resume with Oob? I love this guy. I actually hope it's after Oob. I hope it's after End of Z. I've been saying that for a while. I mean, if they tell like one more story, I guess that's okay, but I think they should go after. I don't know, man. This manga thing's bothering me. Like the fact that Toyotaro still isn't back. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. Joel, I hated how Vegeta got one shot about Moro, man. That was y'all are both great for this though. Both of y'all voices instantly connect to DBZ. I appreciate that. I don't think I've done any voice acting I did the Masako series, but I think he means our channels, and I appreciate that. That's your nostalgia, remembering the good old days, I guess, right?
Well, actually, I used to do some voice acting with a couple of guys. We used to, back when copyright strikes weren't as big of a deal.
What happened to like when you had the voiceover guy doing those Dragon Ball Super previews? That's how everybody first found you. Remember the voiceover during the Trunks arc?
Yeah. His voice is now kind of public. Like anybody can use his voice using AI.
You used to pay him, right?
I used to pay him. Yeah, I didn't take any shortcuts. I used to pay him, so he made money from it. It was a good relationship. You know, he had fun doing it.
Yeah, it was. Those were fun times because nobody was doing videos like that. Like,
yeah,
I didn't see anybody using the voiceover guy for Dragon Ball. I think it would have been cool if you had done honest trailers, Dragon Ball Super Broly or Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and just stolen that gimmick, bro, from whatever that channel is, bro.
So I was looking into that back then, actually, but I found out that they're very like their attorneys are really they will be hammering down on my doorsteps.
Well, I know that Andy used to work for them, and he came up with that series, and he can't even do his own version of it because of that. So, yeah, I don't know. And he came up with it. Lazy Rococo, given how they had utilized Boo to fight Moro because Moro's magic wouldn't work on him, it'd be cool to Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Moro or use magic to combat magic. I actually really like this idea, bro.
That would be sick, actually.
I actually like this idea, dude. No,
but
like I really like it.
But do you think that kind of takes away from the Ultra Instinct? Since Goku, the whole point of this saga is him. First of all, he learns how to master Ultra Instinct Sign, and then he learns how to really tap into that mastery of Ultra Instinct. So you think kind of takes away from that?
I don't think that he should win with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think he should have an even fight, and then Moro figures out a way to fuck with him and beat him. I don't think he should win with it. I think it should still be the UI ending, but it would be cool just to see SS4 Goku versus Moro. Just seeing that, I think it'd be fucking badass. You know? So, yeah, it's I would like to see that. I really would. Okay, Tristan, we have two of the best minds talking about Dragon Ball Super. Where do you see the story going? Demon World, Angels, more universes, Frieza's plot. I think you're talking about the manga, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's talking about the manga.
Brother, I've said this. It has to be at least 10,000 times in the past 5 years. And I'm not saying, look, hold on. I am not saying that I'm angry at your question. I'm just saying that I've had this on my mind since Super was on the air back in the day. And every time I get this question, one thing pops in my mind. Planet Sadala. Every time someone says, what do you want to see in the future? It's Planet Sadala. It's something in Universe 6. Every time, bro. Every time. What do you have to add?
What I would like them to do, well, first, they have to do the Black Frieza. I mean, that's
at some point. Yeah.
At some point, they need to bring back Oob, since that kind of was teased in the manga already. So they have to. But beyond all of that, I really want them to separate the Earth and then Goku and Vegeta do more intergalactic things. Not even intergalactic, multiversal. There's a whole other world out there where they can cheat the rules. Right now, they're restricted by the rules of this universe. But if they can go into another universe, they can really expand this in a way that we've never seen before. So that's what I would like them to do. You can't kill Goku. You can't kill Vegeta. They are the brand. Like, if you were to remove Goku and Vegeta and you were to just focus on like Gohan and Piccolo, it's still not going to be as popular, I think, as having Goku and Vegeta. So they need to continue somehow. But they're getting way too powerful. That's the problem. The Goku and Vegeta are literally on another planet in terms of power scaling compared to the other characters. So you can't continue to power scale. Power scaling, it doesn't work that way. It's not linear. So eventually they're going to become way too powerful, and that's why you need to get them out to like another planet or another universe. And if you read Solo Leveling, that's exactly what happened. For spoilers, but
I've only seen the first 2 episodes, bro.
So if you read the manga, well, it's not really the manga because it's Korean.
Don't go too deep though, because I have only seen the first 2. Just letting you know.
Okay, well, at the end of that, our main character goes and does things that are beyond our universe, essentially, and then we have a spin-off that focuses on our planet. That's exactly what Dragon Ball needs to do.
No argument there. Now I got to see Solo Leveling so I can get context for what you're talking about. I got to finish it. Dead Dark Arts. Hello, bro. Hope you're good. Nice shirt and great to see you back, Senpai. Please come back.
Hey, let's go. Thanks, brother.
This is the artist that designed this shirt. I came up with the idea, but he drew it. This shirt and this hat and all the merchandise for the past like 4 years. Has it been 4? It might have been like 3. All of the recent merch is a Dead Dark production. He designed this, and very soon he's going to start his own YouTube channel. Well, he's already started it. In fact, you should go subscribe to him right now. See his name at Dead Dark Arts. Go subscribe to him because he's going to be drawing. He's going to be teaching you how to draw Dragon Ball characters and other like fictional characters. Like he draws Pokemon, aliens, anything you want. And he's going to be doing streams where he's going to be like drawing on stream and talking to people and just very relaxed, maybe like, you know, just late at night, very chill. So definitely check out Dead Dark. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the art community, I would hope. Battle Cry, which dub actor do you want for Moro? I mentioned this earlier. I wanted Peter Cullen, but he might be too old. When I read Moro's lines, I imagined Doug Bradley, Hellraiser, as his voice. I know that Neil Kaplan is trending. I don't know who Neil Kaplan is, bro. At least it doesn't ring a bell who he is. Do you know? I don't.
No idea.
One of my issues, bro, and this is something that I will be honest with you about. I am not an expert when it comes to anime voice acting. I know a lot of anime voice actors. I've interviewed most of them, but I'm not like one of those guys that watches so much anime that I know every actor. I had a friend named Bio years ago who would know everybody. Oh, this should be that person. That should be. That's not me, bro. I'm weak when it comes to that. Do you have any suggestions?
No.
All right, that's cool. Super sticker, thank you. Slick says, cheers about the sound effects since Hidenori Arai retired. Yes, Hidenori Arai, who's the sound effects guy for Toei, he did retire, but the sound effects are still in the can. So as long as they have them, they'll be there forever. He doesn't own them. Toei does. What?
A lot of people don't realize that a lot of animes actually share the same sound effects. Like they have a catalog of sound effects that they share
and
across
live action. Toei has used those sound effects going back to the 70s, bro. It's insane. All right. Toei's decision to adapt the movies in DBS cost them big in terms of money/labor. I don't know if it cost them as much as you think it did, bro. I don't know about that because now we have 2 anime versions of a perfectly good movie, Pointless. I mean, I agree with him that I didn't care much for the TV arcs, but I'm not sure if it cost them money, bro. I think they actually made money on them.
They made money, bro.
Yeah. And they're about to make it again. They're about to make money on a 3rd Battle of Gods anime, bro. That's 3.
And it had a purpose. If you guys paid attention to the trailer for the Dragon Ball Super Beerus, notice that when they brought the manga to life, a lot of that were actual like 3D models, 3D characters, and it looked very similar to the Dragon Ball Super Heroes movie. So I knew when they focused on that 3D animation, that was not going to be a one-time thing. That was technology that they were developing for the future because these are assets that you can easily reuse. So the future of Dragon Ball is going to be 2D and 3D mixed together and artificial intelligence to make the animators' life a little easier.
We got over 1,000 likes. Thank you guys for getting me to that. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your continued support. Without you, there would be no me. So expect to see a lot more streams because this year I'm focusing more on community connection and streams. And I'm still going to do videos, but they're going to be probably more well thought out. But I wanted to say that next week I'm probably going to stream this is the temporary plan. We're going to do a super magic show focusing only on the Beerus thing. And the idea is, can Toei actually make it work? How can Toei make this Dragon Ball Super Beerus thing actually successful? We're going to talk about that. And then I'm also going to do a stream. Hopefully, I don't have the date locked in yet, but I think it'll be February 6th with Derek Padula and Jordan once again. But, last week or 2 weeks ago, I think. No, it was last week. we streamed. I streamed with Jordan and Derek, and we talked about the character arc of Goku. This time, we're going to talk about Vegeta. So it'll be all about Vegeta coming up next week, and that's going to be a fun time. So that's the Mandalorian special. And we're going to restart the Mandalorian probably in a few weeks. So a lot of content. Junior, I'm rereading the Moro arc, and I find Goku's Senzu Bean thing making sense. See, that's why I have to reread it. He carried Mirror's will, but when he heard Moro cry for help, he can't help it. He doesn't kill for vengeance, even Frieza. He's right, bro. I can't even argue with that. He is right.
Great job, Junior.
If Jordan were here, bro, he'd have a heart on. I heard Jordan.
But Junior is completely right.
He is right. That all makes sense. Go ahead.
No, great super chat, man. That's a great insight right there.
No, it is, bro. Bro, I heard Jordan goes to the zoo, and when he sees the monkeys, he takes. No, I'm not gonna go there, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, just stop it.
I'll make that joke when he's here, bro, to his face. Even though she might be watching. New Pex G TOP arc remade is planned. Greetings, Geekdom. It is planned, from what I heard. I just don't know how many episodes. I told y'all earlier I taught the Chronicles, and he thought 20 to 25. And actually, Mr. Senpai agreed with him. I was thinking more like 35. And that's even if you shave a lot of the pre-TOP stuff. I don't know, man. That one's a big mystery to me. It's going to happen. Have you seen the live action Sailor Moon Toku? I have not, but Miss Dare Fusion has been dying for me to watch it. So we will. At some point, I'll watch it. Also, something else you should be aware of. It's almost February. February 26th is the anniversary of the original Dragon Ball. Classic OG Dragon Ball started February 26th, the 40th anniversary, that Thursday. That day, I'm going to be going live with Lance on Twitter. On Twitter, on Twitch, and on Twitter. And we're going to be watching Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle, the entire movie. The most underrated Dragon Ball movie of all time. There's fans that have never even seen that movie. This guy, isn't Tokatsu a Japanese entree? Tokusatsu, bro, not Tokatsu. Yeah, so we're going to watch that on the 26th. Alex says, I'm sorry, but I prefer Kai overall. I can't with Z. I don't blame you. It's just I prefer Z. I don't hate Kai. It's fine. Never underestimate 30 says, I want Yuri Lowenthal Sasuke to voice Granola. I don't think I've heard Sasuke's voice. I've only seen Naruto once. And I don't. What do you think? You think that's a good voice for Granola?
It would be good voice for Granola. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, these people are like versatile,
and that's going to be a plus. KBGRG Revolver. If the rumors are true and they plan to remaster Super all the way up to the Tournament of Power, bro, UI Goku versus Jiren remaster, bro. I mean, it could be even better, bro. It could. But they've also got to live up to 109 and 110, and those are like pristine episodes.
But that's part of the reason why I don't see them doing like 30 episodes. As the Tournament of Power, right, the remaster can be many, many episodes long, but I still want them to condense it down to like 20 because they still need to remaster. They need to reanimate certain scenes, even the ones that are really well done. And that's the thing. They're going to go... The benefit to this is that they're not doing necessarily everything from scratch. They can go back, fix certain things, and it's not going to cost them that much or take too much time.
Yeah. Yeah, this is wacky right here, bro. That's wacky. I'm sure somebody will do this with AI, bro. I'm sure. I am sure that AI will do that. All right, next one here. Yours enthusiast. Frieza did say his goal was to go after the gods once we saw Zeno at the TOP. Maybe he'll use both OG 7-3 and coerce Zuno to do that in coming chapters. That's more for like the future. I do think I would like it that Black Frieza is so strong that he fucks Beerus up, and then we really got a problem. I would like that. And I would like it if he did try to take over Zeno, but I don't know if they're ever going to go that far with the story. That's the story that would take some fucking balls. And I feel like Dragon Ball's been afraid to have balls for a while, man. I hope that I'm wrong.
When it comes to the future of Frieza, because ultimately his final outcome, what is he gonna get killed after the Black Frieza arc?
I think Vegeta's gonna Hakai him. I really do.
See, I actually think what's gonna happen, and people might hate this, but I think Frieza is gonna either be working under Beerus as a working towards becoming a god of destruction, or he's gonna become an ally of Goku. Because this guy,
I don't like either one of those, man, to be honest.
I don't like either one of those. But I mean, we've had the opportunity to kill him so many times, but he keeps coming back. He keeps coming back. It feels like they don't want to kill him off. So there's got to be something more than just killing him, because he's been brought back so many times. I think killing him kind of defeats the purpose of all of this.
Well, I think they should save it for like down the road. I think Vegeta should Hakai him, and that'll be the end of that. But like Hakai him, like he's gone forever. No more like what he said. They could actually do the same thing they did in Resurrection F, where he does this and he tells Frieza no more resurrections, and just straight up Hakai's him and he's dead. That is my ending to Frieza, but I think that should be down the road. Like they should not do that next. I feel like Frieza should be in the background lurking, and we have a different story, different characters, different villains, different arcs, and then Frieza comes back, and then we have the final battle with Frieza later. That's what I would do, bro. You know what I mean?
Now, what if Frieza understands that he can't conquer the universe because he has the threat of Goku, but also like the God of Destruction, Beerus, is very close to Goku, the angels. What if he just wants to go to another universe and try to conquer that? Just skip Universe 7, go to another universe. 6. Go to Universe 6 and try to conquer that, and then emerge. And then next time we see Frieza, he's a God of Destruction.
Or he can go back to Universe 9, bro. Remember that whole like filler? That's probably getting cut from the new suit.
Oh yeah, probably.
I'm guessing. So all right, next one, Sebastian Franson. Danny, every time you talk about people start with DB, it's never like me. My friend showed me DBZ on YouTube, found out DB came first. DB started my love for anime. That's why I'm nostalgic for DB. Well, that's good that you actually went back and watched Dragon Ball, bro, because it really does. It actually gets under my skin a lot when people say skip Dragon Ball and start with Z. It gets under my skin, bro. That's like saying, hey, check out Harry Potter, but don't start reading till Order of the Phoenix. Like, what the fuck? Hey, yeah, you know that book, I don't know, let's just say, I don't know, Tale of Two Cities. No, don't start at chapter 1, go to chapter 12. Like, it's just, I hate it. And the video games are kind of responsible for this too, because the video games ignore OG Dragon Ball.
I'm actually happy you brought this up. There's a lot of fans, or there's a lot of upcoming fans who they want to get into Dragon Ball. They've never seen Dragon Ball, but they feel like there's way too many episodes. That is the whole purpose of Kai. That is the whole purpose of this remake. It's a way for new people to go from zero to get caught up in a way that's faster without having to watch hundreds of episodes, right? If something's going to take way too long, people are not even going to start. But if you have a way to catch up to Dragon Ball Super through Kai, through this remake, that makes it easier for people to bring fans back.
Absolutely true. And they are going to eventually redo the entire manga again. I know it's going to happen. It's inevitable, right? But I think, that's going to be for new audiences. But here's the thing, and I talked about this a while ago, but I want to remind everybody, if you go back to an earlier Super Magic show, the one I did last year with the guys from Dragon Ball Z Recut, there is a Dragon Ball, an OG Dragon Ball recut that you can download with our good friend Tori Rent. And if you talk to Tori Rent and you watch Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z recut, like the recut versions of them, I think that's the fastest way to get through the entire story. If you're going to do the anime, if you're going to read the manga, it's different. But if you do the anime, that is the best way. So if it's somebody out there, if there's somebody out there who's like right now, if you're watching and you're like, I want to rewatch Dragon Ball, or I want to get somebody else into it, but I don't want to start with Dragon Ball episode 1 because it's too long, then seek out. And again, the stream is on my channel, bro. Let me see if I can pull up real quick. I'll tell you exactly what episode it was. You're going to want to go to, here it is, Dragon Ball Super Magic Show number 30, episode 30 of this show. Watch that stream and then check the description. In there, I have a link that will take you to their Discord. And then from there, you can get Dragon Ball Z Recut and Dragon Ball Recut. And you can see it with even less episodes than Kai. Even less episodes than Kai, and with the original music. So I would recommend it. Yeah. Anyways, JD, changes for the Moro arc for Moro to expand on Rimus. It'd be perfect to connect his power lore with the Daikaioshin, who maybe trained, did a ritual to make his Glind magic so strong, could also relate to Oob. I am okay with this idea, bro. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, why not expand to on Rimus? We're perfect to connect part of it. Yeah. Look, anything when it comes to the lore, behind, I want that always to be expanded. I've always said this. They need to expand on the past. And all these interesting, yeah.
No, you go ahead. I was gonna say about JD.
No. Yeah, tell me.
Well, JD always has these ideas. Every time he talks about this, he always has these like ideas that are good ideas, but they're almost in some ways too good for Dragon Ball, in the sense of like, what I mean is that in the sense of like Dragon Ball, like this is the kind of stuff that I would like to see, but I feel like the Japanese don't really think about things like that. Like I don't know, man. It's just, this is the kind of shit that I like, but they do it like less effectively than they should. And that bothers me, because Dragon Ball, especially modern Dragon Ball, I still think that Super and Daima do not compare to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It's not anywhere near as good, but it could be. It could be. And it's frustrating as a lifelong fan to see them waste the shit on like, dude, Nozawa, like, I don't know, man. I would have liked to see more stuff like this. So,
well, Daima and Super, I mean, Super, for example, even the music, once you got to Goku Black and all that, the music changed. It got better. But and then you have Daima. It's supposed to be demonic. It's the demon realm magic, and it kind of felt kind of like cartoonish in a way, you know, more fun. Like it was such a completely different feeling. Yeah. So I really hope that when they adapt this manga, the Galactic Patrol, that the music really focuses on like the actual theme, right?
I actually think this is going to get me some heat with some people. I actually think that a Bruce Faulconer like score for that arc, I think would work. Most of it's in space. Most of it's like sci-fi. I think that a Faulconer production style. Now, I'm not saying it's to take the old themes and put it in there. I'm saying, you know, that type of music could work. And I also, lots of synthesizers. I also am thinking about reaching out to those guys, because I'm friends with all those Faulconer guys. People are like, you hate the Faulconer score. And it's like, I really don't. I just don't think it fits with Dragon Ball all that well. But maybe I'll reach out to those guys and ask them to do some music for the arc. They would do it. Like they would come up with new themes just for fun. just for fun, you know, just for fun. That'd be awesome, right?
Dude, that would be sick.
Yeah.
You should. You should do that.
Yeah, and tell them, like, you know, the fandom would really like it if you did this. And we could even have a little fun taking scenes from the anime, not like whole episodes, but like scenes from them, and then putting their music over it, and then having an English dub. Like, that would be cool.
Make it exclusive to the members, something like that.
Maybe. Yeah, well, I'm going to fix those perks. All right, Mitchell McKinney, what I want is fillers trading Goku, Mirrors, and Vegetate. Agreed. John and I talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
King Christ, Moro stabs Goku should be like TOP when he lost UI. I would like that, where it's like, oh. When he got hit with the laser in Resurrection F. Oh. He goes down all slow and shit. All right, Shuei Norris, if we got that Dragon Ball remake, do you think it would be faithful? That's the point, bro. A remake is supposed to be faithful because the original has filler. If it's watered down for today's audiences, I'm not sure it would be a good thing. Oh, the censorship. Yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah, because you're not going to see, if they remake OG Dragon Ball, bro, you're probably not going to see Bulma's titties. You're probably not going to see Goku's little dick dangling out. You're not going to see all the, you're not going to have Bulma calling General Blue the F word in Japanese. Like, dude, Toriyama was on something back then, bro. I love that man.
Different times.
Different times, right? Yeah. DJ's Hippo, the hit mafia boss, the mafia boss hit scene. Brother, I want an entire show like that. That's how much I like what you're talking about. I want a whole show. Like
yes.
that.
I want that more than a Galactic Patrol.
Me
I mean,
too.
Just hit as a, yes. Hit
Me too. Yeah. Have you watched The Boys? Are going to see Fusion? I've seen the first couple episodes of The Boys, but I don't know what that has to do with fusion. It's a little confusing. Are they fusing on that show?
I have no idea, man. I do watch The Boys, but I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about. Kame sending 117. If you could change one thing about the Moro arc, what would it be? We went over some of this earlier, bro.
Yeah, we went some over this. I mean, we talked about
that's a good question.
When Goku expands, the Sabong,
the Susanoo thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Take that out.
Well, I don't want them to take that out, but I want them to feel. I want it to feel like angelic. I want it to feel different than anything we've seen, like a specific theme song, etc. I would like them to see when Moro is actually like killing people. I want that to kind of feel like a horror movie. You know what I mean? Like really different than, really dark.
I mean, I feel like the Moro arc is the darkest arc in Super besides maybe the Black arc. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And if they do that, it's going to make Goku's like him wanting to give the sensu beam. It's going to make that scene even more impactful. Because like, this guy has been killing people. Like everything's so dark and you're giving him a chance. That's going to piss people off, but I think that would be epic.
Yeah, I know. I think that would make it different and stick out more. One more I hit it already, bro, but thank you. Okay. Kosuke James, do you think it's possible that the first episode of DBS Beer starts where they left off in Daima in the store? I don't think so, but that would be pretty awesome. I don't think so, though. I think it's going to be, we're going to have a 3-year time skip.
So I actually don't want them to start with the ways in the actually, we are gonna have Beer sleeping, which is great. Yeah. So
it's going to start with that.
Yeah, with him sleeping. Yeah.
And then he wakes up. Yeah, they could do that for sure. Okay. Joel Troxel, Senpai live action Oob. I think yes. I think he's saying he wants you to play Oob, bro.
Yeah, I actually used to have my hair like that at one point. I used to have a mohawk.
I think you need you're darker skinned than me, but I think Oob is even darker than you though, bro.
I think so. Yeah, but give me 1 month in the Philippines and I'll be Oob.
Oh, you
get a big tan.
Not only will you be Oob, you'll be another 3-letter word we're not going to say on here, bro. Sick. All right. Thomas Jeffers, not Jefferson. A little late to the party, but this question for both of you. Who do you trust the most to continue Dragon Ball story and or expand the lore? Not Toyotaro. No, I don't know. Who do you are you going to say me? Us? I mean, I trust myself the most, but realistically here.
Well, funny thing, I've always said this, that I think Japan, Shueisha needs a Western consultant. Needs somebody in the team, somebody within the Dragon Ball room. You know the Dragon Ball room, right? They need somebody from the West, from the fandom, who can kind of bridge the gap. So either would it be you? I think you would be a good option for that. In terms of continuing the story, I mean, Toyotaro is the kind of the only person has a name recognition. So whether we like him or not, he's kind of like the only option we have.
Well, yeah, there's other people like Dragon Garo Lee, I think is good. Who would you know what I would do, bro? Honestly, what about this? What about this? What if they take somebody from like, I mean, honestly, bro, I wouldn't mind it if it was actually Oda because he seems to really understand Toriyama. But what if they take somebody from Demon Slayer? What if they take one of the writers from like Demon Slayer and say, okay, can you continue Dragon Ball? Like, I know it's a different idea, but it's so popular, right? Toei has the money to afford it. What do you think about something like that?
Yeah, they got the money. They got the money to, and there's no like necessarily loyalties to. They're not contracted where they have to stay with that company.
Yeah,
so they can definitely poach from another company. Yeah,
it's a good question, bro. It's a good question that time will tell. Cosmic says ready for Goku versus Oob because the manga were in 743 1 year before the 28 World Tournament and what changes they would do when the time comes from the original. I don't want them to redo the 28th tournament. I like the way it is in the original manga and in Dragon Ball Z. They might do what I think they should do, bro, is if they're going to go past the end of Z, open up like how Daima started. How Dragon Ball Daima's episode starts with a recap of like Goku coming to Earth and so recap, do it like that, and then recap the Oob stuff, and then bam, we're starting after. That's what I think they should do.
That's what they should do. Recap it with a new animation, but yeah.
Deca Red, I know what I know the reference to that name. It's an honor being in the chat, been with you guys. When it comes to Dragon Ball knowledge, you two have taught me so much. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you.
I appreciate that.
That's very much appreciated, man. Seriously. And there's a lot more left. There's a lot more coming in the future, bro.
I mean, I would say if you guys want like deep like knowledge, like you got Geekdom is where it's at. I'm more of like crazy theories because I put a lot of logic and
you should have been like, hey, if you're Filipina and you want it deep, come hit me up. That's what you should have said, bro. That's what you should have said.
But if you want really like deep lore, actually, I used to watch Geekdom back when he was like I think under 5K or under 10K subscribers.
When I was using fucking Movie Maker and a mic in a pill jar.
That's how far I've been watching Geekdom. So
I used to take. I don't even have. Oh, I do. I used to take a pill jar like this one, and I would put the mic inside of it and record. It's so bad, bro. It was so bad. But I will say this. I appreciate the kind words. I have a lot of videos that I haven't made yet that goes into even more information. Like you think that I'm out of ideas or out of like enlightening topics. There's a lot that I haven't touched on, and I've been waiting on purpose. I have purposely been waiting for the Moro arc because when the Moro arc happens, everyone's going to come back to Dragon Ball. And then I'll have the highest probability of having a big audience. And so then it'll be worth it. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm probably going to spend most of this year making videos. Like I've got in my backlog right now on my PC, I've got like 10 videos done, edited, all that shit. So when Beer starts, I'm going to start dropping videos, during the week and shit that have already been done for a while. So that's what I want to do. And it's smart. Just be patient.
That's actually smart. That's actually very smart because then you get the traction. The people are back watching. That's how the algorithm works, man. Just because you're a fan doesn't mean the algorithm is going to push these videos to you. It kind of depends on how much you're watching at the time. So if you're not really watching Dragon Ball all that much right now, the algorithm is not really pushing those videos. So yeah, that's a good business strategy.
And that's something that I learned actually. Let's give them a little peek behind the scenes because I think you were in these conversations when Dragon Ball Super ended, the anime. I remember Quinn and I were talking about how, Daddy, when Super ends, all these guys are going to quit YouTube because they don't know shit. And it'll be just me, you, and a couple guys covering Dragon Ball. And we're going to get our old views back. And then I told him, I was like, I see where you're getting that idea from, but you have to remember the more people on YouTube that are talking about Dragon Ball, the more views we're all going to get. Because think about it like this. The way that YouTube works is that it feeds you content of shit you've been watching. So if you're watching Unreal Ent Gaming, you're going to get a recommendation for me. If you're watching Karthu, you're going to get a recommendation for him, or Expert Games. It doesn't matter who you like. So when Dragon Ball Super would air and we had our reviews, my review would come out and then people would watch other reviews after mine. And so like, and that's okay. So basically, the more people you have talking about Dragon Ball, the more it elevates Dragon Ball. Screen Crush did a video about Dragon Ball. Now, the problem is people like Screen Crush, bro. The problem is that I question their knowledge, but it's still good that they're doing it because it helps everybody out.
Exactly.
Which is why you should come back. That's why you should come back.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. You know, I definitely will come back. But you're right about the algorithm. That's exactly how it works. Like people think like we're competing against each other. That's not how it works, man. We're not competing. It's all just serving the content to the people who watch that type of content. So it's beneficial to us that more channels are talking about this type of content.
Well, there's a little bit of competition, but you're right. Like that's not really what it is. It elevates everyone, bro. Everyone. So
yeah,
it's and that goes for also even stuff like Dokkan. One of the things that I see, look at this. This guy discovered me from you, so it helped me out, you know. Swabby Sean. But like I remember when Dokkan, there have been times where Dokkan was going to drop a big like a big card or whatever, and I would do a video not about the card but about the character that's in the card, and it would get views just based on the fact that all the Dokkan got to be talking about it. So stuff like that is strategy when it comes to YouTube. Let's keep going because we got 12 more of these and I want to get them out of the way. Mark Hamill as Moro. Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Yeah, he would be down. He would be down for that, actually.
You're the winner, bro. We have a winner. Let me get that, bro. We have a winner. No, that's it, bro. You are the winner. Mark Hamill. I can't even like, he did Fire Lord Ozai flawlessly. Bro, I can't even argue with that. All right. Are you okay, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just Kuru. Would it be possible for Kula Klur to make a debut in the upcoming chapters or future chapters in the manga? If so, what form will he take other than Meta or Golden? Yes. This is the question we've gotten since 2021. Yes. I think that if they ever bring Cooler in, it has to be like Broly. Totally rewritten. Similar look, but totally rewritten. Total new backstory. Completely. And it has to fit in with Frieza. So, I yes, the answer is yes. It is possible. Anything's possible, bro. Anything. Listen. In 2018, we're getting a new Dragon Ball movie. Everyone was thinking Yamoshi. It's going to be about the Saiyans, and then it's Broly. Broly. What the Broly? They're bringing back Broly, and then everyone's like, well, maybe the next one will be about Cooler, and then we get the superhero movie. And they brought Cell back. Okay. And then it gets even more wacky. And then, hey, guess what? They're doing a show where they're going to turn Goku into being a kid again. And they're going to go to other realms. Bullshit, bro. Come on. That's not really happening. And then it happened. I'm done predicting Dragon Ball. There's a famous quote. It's infamous. People have used to troll me, and I'm not even mad about it. In 2015, I made a video. And in the video, I go, listen, guys, they're not going to bring back Broly. Future Trunks is not coming back. There is going to be no evil Goku. Stop talking about this. All three of those fucking things happen, bro. So I'm done predicting shit, bro. I'm done. The thing is, people come after me. I'm not even mad. A lot of them are like, you know, a lot of them are not being mean. They're like being playful. Like, oh, you were wrong. But you have to remember, the reason why I kept saying Broly, evil Goku, and Trunks is you had all these clickbait guys talking about it. And it was all, remember Double for Anime, bro? What happened to that guy? What happened to him, dude? Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm worried about him. Do you remember that guy?
Which guy?
You don't remember Double for Anime? The skinny white guy?
Ah, damn. Last time the last update on him that I saw.
What happened?
Oh, yo, he was doing he was going crazy, bro.
Yeah, he had like didn't he do face paint or some shit? I saw something.
Yeah, he was like, he became someone else, man. Thought he had mental health problems.
Yeah, I just so you know, I have no issue with him at all. Actually, he said a lot of nice things about me, but I genuinely wonder, like when you start thinking back to guys from that era, like Storm Pow, like these guys are like, where the fuck did they go? I know Storm Pow.
Yeah.
I heard he became a plumber and then came back into YouTube. It's just funny all the different eras. I think Expert Games disappeared too.
Oh no, he's still there. He's still there doing some other things. Yeah, 2016, 17 is when he started going crazy. I think I've seen him on Instagram, Double for Anime. I've seen him mostly on Instagram, kind of doing crazy videos sometimes, but he doesn't do anime at all anymore.
Yeah, and he was one of those guys from that era. There was another one, bro. There was another one. Oh my god, from that era. What was his name? There was a kid back then who used to do these really bad videos, and every single video was, oh, Broly's coming back. Broly's coming back. What the hell was that guy's name, dude? It doesn't matter. This is from like, we're thinking back like 11 years ago. If I remember, I'll let you know. I've been watching you since 2016 days, and you are the GOAT Dragon Ball historian. Thank you so much. Thank you for the speakdoms. Help me not yeet myself when I lost my mom and when my ex destroyed me. Much love from Central Florida. I don't know what to say to that, bro.
Damn, man.
All, go ahead. You first, bro.
I agree about the speakdoms, man. The speakdoms is, I told you.
You told me you liked them, and that shocked me.
Yeah, I told you, man. The speakdoms, I watch every single one of them because they're always just. I know it's not related to like Dragon Ball or anime or anything like that, but you just have so much like life experience that you can connect with people when you do your speakdoms. So I can relate. Definitely super helpful for me too.
I've been dancing around making more of them because that to me that's more important than just talking about like comic books and shit, you know. But and it's tough.
It's tough because it's not relate like the rules of social media, and if you talk to like a YouTube expert, right? Like those videos have nothing to do with like with
exactly.
Your
My partner manager told me don't do those videos.
So that's the thing, but they are helpful. Maybe you can do them just on X, on Facebook, not like on YouTube. I don't know.
Well, maybe I'll do them like once a month because that's not gonna hurt me. You know, it's sometimes it's more than just chasing the algorithm. Like I have a buddy of mine who rebranded recently, Mystic Umbreon. He's now just known as Mystica. And he was chasing the algorithm and got real depressed. Like, dude, listen, if I was chasing the algorithm, bro, if I was chasing the algorithm, I'd be doing those fucking 85-part what ifs. And I don't want to do those. I'm sorry. I don't want to do them. I'm just not good at them. I've done a few, but I'm just not good at them. So that'd be chasing the algorithm. But I'm sorry to hear about your ex destroying you. I can relate. I'm sorry to hear about your mom. I can relate. And I'm glad you did not yeet yourself, bro, because the pain does get better over time.
Hey, man, if you still feel like about your ex, Gohan of Crunch, go to the gym, get a gym membership, and just in it for 1 year, man.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. That's not what I thought you were going to say. What did you think? What do you think I think you were going to say?
Thailand.
No, actually, I was going to say the Philippines. Listen, bro, if you ever think about eating yourself, just go to the Philippines. They'll take care of you.
That's like taking medicine for the pain, but it doesn't fix the problem. So that's what I'm saying. The gym, go to the gym, bro.
Yeah, but that's some damn good medicine, bro. That's some tasty medicine, bro. Especially when you told me they like Spanish guys. Bro, if I go over there, bro, I'll be president, and I'll be the president of the Philippines in a couple of years, bro. Just like that. I really want to be a president of Cuba, bro. Maybe if no, I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna go there. Next. Oh shit!
You don't want to be a target.
No, I made a mistake. I accidentally clicked off of a super chat that I was gonna show. I accidentally put it away. I missed someone's super chat. I'm really sorry.
Oh man!
If I missed it, just please email me. If you don't get your super chat read, it's an accident. I clicked the wrong button. Please email me, and I will answer your question on your email. Okay, so
maybe they can put it in the comment section and just say this was my super chat. I don't know. Hopefully,
well, they don't know yet because I haven't gotten to the rest of them yet. So if you gave me a super chat before this one, please let me know. Gohan of Crunch. I think it would be cool if we get Plants Dollar and in background Frieza scheming hard. They can come back and bam, Frieza Black Arc. Yes, he's right. That works. And have Frost do something, bro. They sidelined my boy Frost.
Frost. I hated that guy.
Yeah, bro. He's a fucking jabroni.
He's a jabroni, bro. He's like the Yamcha equivalent.
Ralphie Mars says, I want fillers for the Moro arc and beyond. I want to see the training process of Goku and Vegeta. I agree. I don't want one episode battles that the TOP gave us. Well, I do want longer battles. I like the Z battles more. You know, the ones that like, and OG Dragon Ball did it too, where every like strategy got its own episode, like the old tournament episode. That's kind of what I want. What do you think about that?
An episode per battle?
No, the battles being more than just one episode, that they expound out the battles. Because I do that.
Only for like a few battles, man. I do like the fact that there's like a beginning and an end, at least with like the side characters. So I don't want them to linger too much unless you're talking about like Goku, Moro, Vegeta. Then those can be like extended past one episode.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm fine with that. I would be okay with that. Okay, careful. Okay, Daniel Barrios. I might be a hot take, but Moro is top 5, maybe top 3 Dragon Ball arc for me. I just reread it, and it's a much better read as a binge. I have heard that instead of weekly. Same for Granola, though. I wouldn't have that one in my top 5. I respect your opinion. I don't think there's a single Dragon Ball Super arc that's better than the old stuff. I'm just being honest with you. Like the 22nd tournament, 23rd tournament, the Cell Saga, the Frieza Saga, the Buu Saga, I feel like those are all better than Super. The Moro arc may have come the closest, and there are things about it that I like, but I don't know about top 5 or top 3. What about you?
Pretty much the same exact opinion, bro. Like when it comes to, if you read Dragon Ball manga, if you actually go back and read the manga and then reread Dragon Ball Super manga, it's very hard to say that anything in Super compares to that. Like when you're talking about Super, then yes, the Moro arc is probably like my top 2, within my top 2. But when you're talking about Dragon Ball as a whole, it just doesn't compare.
Yeah, I'm with you. And again, this is not saying that the Granola arc is terrible. It's just the old stuff was just, the Moro one did get close though. The Moro one it felt the most like an older arc in my opinion.
Toyotaro hasn't found his confidence. Toyotaro is still a fanboy that feels like he's still a bit scared and intimidated by Akira Toriyama. So that's why he does so many like callbacks and takes the safe route. So he hasn't found himself yet. But now, maybe in the future, Toyotaro is gonna really go crazy. But that's kind of what's holding him back. I think it's himself. He's afraid to not do too much beyond Akira Toriyama, and that's why these arcs have problems. Especially the second half of this arc, very problematic.
And Torishima was critical of him as well because of that. But dude, Toriyama's just a special guy, bro.
He's a special guy, man.
He's one of a kind. So Daniel Barrios, also if I were to change one thing, it would be leave Mirrors dead. Loved his character and his sacrifice, felt a little robbed when he came back. That's everyone in Dragon Ball, bro. Nobody fucking stays dead. I'm with you. We need to see a death that stays dead.
That's the problem. Mirrors, Frieza, they all keep coming back.
Thank you, saying Z-Zach. Yes, Mongolian. I'll let you know when it's dropping, bro. DSU, sub. I just can't wait to see how they adapt that iconic scene where Goku's searching for Moro and he's like, I see you. I hope the music and execution as well.
Oh, bro, also, yes.
Dragon Ball's been lacking for a long time.
That scene, that could be a great way to end episode 1. Because the way I want episode 1 to start, I don't want it to start like it does in the manga, which is right after the Tournament of Power. I want it to start right in the past when you have Moro fighting against the Supreme Kais, right? But then the ending of episode 1 is when Goku's on the spaceship and he's like, okay, let me find this person you're talking about. And when he finds him, the horror in Goku's face. Goku has seen villains. He's fought villains. But the fear that he felt, like when it came to Moro, was different. He felt like this guy is evil. This guy is demonic. There's something different about his key signature that I just and that panel right there at the end of chapter
it was like
43.
the second chapter, right? It was the second or third chapter of the arc.
It was the second chapter, right. Chapter 43. That panel takes like almost the whole page. I want to see that as the ending of episode 1. It was so epic.
Yeah, it's like the big Moro head, and he's like, "What is that I just sensed?"
Yeah, he's like, "What is that?" Yeah.
It's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi, bro. I sense a great disturbance in the Force. I said that back then too, bro. I said that back then when that happened. I was like, Alderaan destroyed by the Empire. It's impossible. Good stuff. Kame Senna, Hironobu Kageyama or Hiroki Takahashi for Dragon Ball music. Okay. Hiroki Takahashi did Makafushigi Adventure, which is my favorite intro song, but Kageyama, I think, is Mr. Dragon Ball, so I think he should be the guy. So, what do you think?
Yeah, same. But I actually want them to bring someone new, but that's just because you know me. I like crazy things. I like them to be bald and try new things.
No, they probably will because they did for Super. But it's like I still want Kageyama to do at least a movie theme, at least something. That's Mr. Dragon Ball Z.
Hans Zimmer. Yeah, imagine Hans Zimmer does it.
Don't even get me started. This one's for you, bro. Take this one. Hans Zimmer,
this guy is hard to get. This guy is he's very peculiar about who he works with because he's so sought after in the industry. And you're talking about Hollywood. They got money. And the fact that he was willing to do a collaboration with Toei, the funny thing is that the translations for what he said, he called it a film. Like, I'm working on this film. It was just a video. But I would love to see him or his team work on like a Dragon Ball Superman, at least a couple of songs. That would be epic, especially or a movie, especially if you're talking about like Moro as a villain, just like something fast paced, something like but yeah, for a movie that would work. Can they afford it? Well, they can afford him in a video, so maybe they can.
They got him to do one thing.
Exactly. So the important thing is that the connection is there now. They have access to him. So if they want to work with him in the future, it's a bit easier.
Yeah, I feel like that Hans Zimmer thing was probably the most shocking announcement that whole weekend, bro.
It's very possible that he's actually a big Dragon Ball fan, and maybe that's the reason why he was willing to work with them.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but this is the guy who did the Lion King, the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, he's done animation before, so that's nothing new, but he's a big player, bro. We'll see. I think he's doing the Christopher Nolan Odyssey movie coming out later this year, which I'm excited about, so should be a good time. Anyways, this question's for you, bro.
Well, let's see. Question is, if Anna doesn't come back, I think we move on. Bro, I'm coming back. All right. I promise you, I'm coming back. I'm doing it at my time with the type of content that suits me. Just not like reactions, though. I can promise you that. I'm not doing reactions. I'm going to be focusing more on like theories, science, doing like some like deep breakdowns, right? And because that's kind of like my lane. But if you want to watch reactions, there's like hundreds of reaction channels out there.
Yeah, but they want you. Not them. They already got them. They already got them, bro.
Appreciate the super chat, Mecha Saiyan.
Yes, definitely. Kosuke, regarding my previous question on DBS Beerus, in Daima, they never went back to Earth. It's a weird ending or it's a cliffhanger to the next arc. Yeah, I talked about that. It seems like they're going to do more there, but none of the announcements at this event were Daima related. So if they do more there, we might not even ever know about it. I don't know. King Nick, at this rate, Raditz might make a return, but seriously.
That's a good joke.
Please, no. All right, Najim Burris. I honestly agree with you about Super's time slot. If Daima was being shown off during the night, no reason why the Moro arc can't either. It's up to Fuji TV. I mean, I agree with you. I know that Digimon show is still airing in the Dragon Ball time slot, but One Piece got moved. So hopefully Dragon Ball will too, because they do kind of work well off together. Thoughts on DB Absalon? Hold on, I have my alarm going off. Let me turn it off. You answer this and I'll be right back. I won't be able to hear you though, but I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't keep up with it, but I have seen some of the episodes. Dude, I love DB Absalon. It would be cool. Like some of the ideas from that could definitely be borrowed and used in the upcoming anime. Like beyond the Galactic Patrol, beyond the manga. But I don't typically watch a lot of fan videos, like fan animation. I know people do because we don't have Dragon Ball. But it's not easy, man. I will say in the next 2 to 3 years, you're probably going to see a lot more fan animation because when it comes to AI, if you look at Kling, for example, Kling 2.5, or you look at like VO 3.1 and beyond, it's getting really good at animating fight scenes. In fact, there's an entire account on X that's blowing up because they are making small, like 5-minute documentaries using AI, like animated versions of the real world events of what's happening here with like Iran and Venezuela and Trump and all that. So believe me, in 2 years, you're going to be seeing whole animated videos using AI of Dragon Ball, and it's going to look legit. It's going to look like the real deal. It's going to be hard to tell the difference. And Toei Animation, their legal team, it's gonna double, man. They're gonna be taking down videos left and right.
Yeah, I don't know. I missed most of your response, but I did grab an extra water, so that's good. I'm going to answer this question for my opinion. I have never liked Dragon Ball Absalon. I watched it way back. This is like pre-Super. This is like, I want to say like even the early 2010s, and I never got into it. It's just nothing against the guy. I'm not saying it's garbage. I don't really like a lot of fan projects because I feel
fan projects,
yeah, a lot of them don't get it right, and they don't interest me all that much. But there are a few I'm sure that are good. It's just not for me. Super Saiyan 4 MUI. I hope the remade Resurrection F doesn't have the first form Frieza one-shot Gohan. At least I don't make him as pathetic, please. No, I think it will have that, bro. You know why? Because you have to look at Gohan as a pussy in order for the Piccolo stuff where he wants him to train to work. That should stay there, bro. Yes, the 5 bottles on my desk are empty, bro. This is 2 from earlier. Yeah. This guy's asking about water bottles. No, but seriously, like Gohan should be pathetic because he gets out of it later. Okay, we got 3 more, almost done. Will Moro still get a Senzu beam from Goku in the remake, or will it change and make Vegeta slap Goku considering it? That's funny. We addressed that earlier, but that's funny. What do you think about Vegeta slapping Goku? I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay if he bumps him on the head. I'd be okay with that.
I mean, honestly, when people were reading that chapter, I think everybody wanted to slap the crap out of him at the time. Like, what are you doing, bro?
But I think there was like 5 or 6 videos talking about how bad that was.
Yeah, like universally, that scene is hated by the fandom. But like I said, if you reread it, it might make sense the second time around. It's just like that first time we were all pissed. Now, they could change it in the anime. I just don't see why they would. They could change it to where Moro steals the Senzu bean instead of Goku giving it to him, right? But what is the point of that? Like, that defeats the build-up towards that moment.
Yeah, I like I said earlier, I'm going to be rereading the Moro arc probably this year. And I'll do it here. We're going to do it here on the channel. And then I haven't read it like in a binge way, but not everyone, but a lot of people have said that the Moro and Granola arcs are better when you binge them. That's what I've been told. So maybe that's true. I mean, it is a different feeling when you binge something than when you wait. When you wait, it gives you a whole week to think about the shit and you're speculating. And then when the shit actually comes out, you either are disappointed or you're happier or it's in the middle. With binging, you just move on to the next thing. You don't have that much time to really let shit marinate. So there's pros and cons. All right, Lucarina. First of all, thank you for becoming a member. Lucarino with the Rocco that pops. The Rocco pops me. I thought
welcome back.
Huh?
I remember their super chat from earlier.
Yes. I thought the Genki event was going to be a new age of Dragon Ball to announce new non-Toriyama projects. I was wrong. When do you think we'll get a new post-Toriyama era? And what do you think some of the things we will see? Well, we're kind of in that era now, but I know what you mean. I think the manga has to do that first. I think Toyotaro has to get there first. That's what I think.
Exactly, guys. Keep in mind, Shueisha. I mean, look, they didn't include Toyotaro's name. They're afraid of change. They're afraid of the unknown. So for them to announce non-Toriyama projects is very, very unlikely that was going to happen. So I'm surprised you were expecting that. But I would say maybe in like a couple of years, as things marinate, as they start to accept that Akira Toriyama is no longer here, right? They're not afraid of the pushback from the fans. Then that's when they're going to start expanding. But right now, I think Shueisha is terrified of the reaction of the fans if they start deviating away from Akira Toriyama.
I also feel like no matter what, they're going to slap his name on everything they can. It's just how it is. Even if Toyotaro was the true creative force behind it, it doesn't matter to them. So I know, again, that was the first thing we talked about on this stream. I know people wanted him to get credited, and he didn't in the promotion. So we'll see. We'll see. So that does it for the super chats. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We've been going for almost 3 hours. First of all, Mr. Senpai, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to me, bro. And at least you got to see all the people freaking that want you back. I wasn't lying to you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I always have a good time with you, bro. And with your audience, man. Your audience is awesome.
It's always
I know there's
fun.
a couple here and there, but that are like making jokes and all that. But your audience, like, I think like when it comes to Dragon Ball, they're like highly educated compared to a lot of other audiences within the Dragon Ball community.
I'm very proud of that, bro. And you talk about that 12% that said no anime live reactions. No, Mr. Senpai.
I'll win them over. Just give me time.
No, I don't think GT scared them that much, bro. It's more so about the respect Toriyama guy. You have to remember when he died, there were governments talking about this man. Like, it was bigger worldwide than Stan Lee. And I never thought I would say that. I've never seen such a reaction for a creator dying. That was incredible, bro. So they want you to come back, bro. Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah.
If the manga comes back, I'm sure we'll be talking about it way more often. And that's what I want to have happen.
Yeah. The manga comes back, I guarantee you I'm going to have some crazy theories every month.
As much as the anime is great and it's going to bring a lot of Dragon Ball fans back here and to other places, the manga is what's coming next, and I want to know what's coming next. We almost hit 3,000 people today, yo. There was 1,000 on each platform. Now it's a bit more leaning towards X, but it's all good. We're going to get out of here. So thank you guys for stopping by. I'm not going to stream tomorrow on Twitch, obviously, but Sunday on World of Geekdom, me and Brandon Draven, another Latino, are going to be discussing the Royal Rumble. So that'll be fun in the evening. All right. Have a good one, y'all. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for taking